Hey everyone, boom, back, boom, back, boom. Can you please appear background? I'd appreciate it, game. Game, please, will you appear? With this treasure I cast, appear. Boom. With this treasure I can't appear. Go. You know what? I don't need a background. Hi everyone, it's Evexcent. Your favorite three-tailed kitsune VTuber. It is I am back. Yeah, we are here. We're playing we're playing Black Screen today. Hit new game, actually, so excited to play. Why isn't this working? There's a dog barking. And for once, it's not my dog. What? Okay. You guys can hear, but you can't see. What is going on? It's because I'm not over here. Watch. Once I go over here, it'll magically appear. Whoosh! One of these times it's gonna work. One of these times it's gonna work. Just like how we summoned Dainsliff yesterday. One of these times it'll work. It'll actually go. Chat, this is why streaming is harder than your 9 to 5. I'm joking. Have y'all seen those TikToks? They're so funny. I love them. They're so stupid. Blam. Maybe I didn't launch as... I might know the issue, chat. Okay, I'll be right back. Alas, here we are. I believe everything is no longer Brumkin. It's no longer Brumkin. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. No! Did it end my YouTube stream? I swear. No, it didn't. Why can't I see chat? Chat, where'd you go? Where'd you go? There. I can see you now. Hi. Yes, let's go. I can see you, chat. You're back. Anyway, sorry I was a wee bit late. Someone decided, yes, like... Yes, I'm gonna email this person right as he starts his strat, right as he's about to hit the hit the, go to scene and play the game button. But yes, we are back. We are playing some Ghost Frontline 2 today. Peak Cinema. Yep, it's going to be great. Ooh. Y'all want to fill out a questionnaire? Let's fill out a questionnaire. How would you rate this version? Okay, well, I guess we'll do that later. I can't rate it fairly right now. But yeah, we got a new character. I don't know what she's about. She gives me 404 vibes, to be honest, but I could see her like working for something else too. But I don't know. Wait, what did that say? Oh, damage dealt by all physical summons is increased by 10. Yeah, I've got a lot of pulls, chat. 311. We're saving the S6 Klukai. Because Klukai's awesome. Oh no, those items expired. But yes, we are here. We are going to play. It is going to be great. I'm probably going to voice act all the characters because, it's just how it works. It's just how it works. But yeah, let's play some of these mini games while we wait for people to come. Oh, I haven't been doing that. Oh, we can buy these though. Okay. Let's go upgrade Klukai even more. Even though heaven knows I don't need to min-max her. But I need it in my heart, chat. I need it in my heart. Alright. Let's max out the attack stat. This is so useless. This is so stupid. Okay, can I do a different one, actually? I want to see if there's, like, a better one to do. Okay, that one only costs 10. We're doing that one. All of that for 30 more attack. Yup. That's me. Resident Simper. Funny. Ooh, we could almost max that. But yeah. Klukai here. We're at S2. So we would need 4 copies. Chat, let's do the math. Hard Pity is 80. Okay, so if we got Hard Pity at 80, right? And then we got... Oh, game audio's not working, thank you. It should work now. Obviously can't hear it now because I'm tabbed out of the game. Okay, so if Hard Pity's 80, and we need 4 copies. That's times 8 because we have a chance of losing the 50-50. Right? You would need 640 pulls to guarantee. That is under the worst luck circumstances. I suspect it'll take probably 350. Maybe? I don't know. It would depend. With my luck, you never know. It could be anything. But yeah, let's play one of these Frontline Survivor games. They're fun. Ooh, you can play a new doll. Okay, she's a super high movement speed. Poisoned and explosion? This sounds great. I love these games. They're so funny. Why isn't everything exploding? I need everything to explode. Every 5 seconds, throw a potion bottle. Ooh. Ow. I forgot the hitboxes are abnormally big. Alright. Okay. So she has counterattack. Let's just do more bullet damage. I'm gonna get like the upgrades for her poison and stuff. Nice. Fire rates increased by 10%. Oh, increased to 3 bottles through? Okay, yep. This is great. Like, I was like, oh, 10%, that's nice. And then I was like, oh! Basically, it tripled the DPS. And now the fog, like, a fog gets laid there and it poisons. Oh, that's fun. I like that. This is cool so far. I do want my hitbox reduced. Oh, this is gonna be a... Oh, that was... Look at the value of that potion. Oh, beautiful. Alright, let's upgrade our bullet damage. And a repulsion field. Do we one-shot now? I don't know. No, we don't. I don't think? Okay, those guys be two-shot, I think? Okay, yeah, we two-shot everyone. Oh, I have 1 health. Oh, no. I'm in danger. No, I just walked into him. No! I want to get a good score, chat. Surprise drug. Oh, drugs. Let's do shield. Shield is good. Beautiful. Alright, regular bullet damage. I think... No, we're still two-shotting. I'm guessing they have like 150 health. That would make sense. I mean, I don't know if they... Bullet that hit enemies. Oh, bullets that hit enemies. It turns out I'm just dyslexic. It's not them. I was like, oops. I was like, minor spelling mistake. Oh, wait, no, I'm just stupid. Oh, that's a lot of words. Too bad I ain't reading them. Ooh. Ah, bruh. I did not even touch him. Your Honor, when two molecules get close together, they actually push each other apart, so no, I did not assault that man. Nice! Okay. I'm reducing my hitbox so I am tiny. I need lore accurate. I need to be lore accurate. Ah! I'm gonna die. Oh. Okay. Oh, there's a boss. That's a big dude. Chat. I am going to perish. We need to become lore accurate sized. Oh, we got him! Alright, okay. Restore one shield immediately after being hit. Counter attack enemies with a minimum range of within 5 seconds. Counter second deal damage on him you with 100% attack. That's a lot of words. Too bad I ain't reading them. Hello, Raiders. Hello. Also, I am not a cat. I can be if you want. However, my current form is a kitsune. Actually, I need a toggle. I need a toggle that does, actually, I am a kitsune. Lumi is traitorous. Get out of here. Nope. You're on timeout. Putting you on timeout. Shush. I'm just kidding. Can't let me. No! Fine. If I'm a cat, then you guys are also a cat. See? Aren't you guys so cute? You're just a little guy. But welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. I am Evexcent Tsukuyomi, your new Oshi, and three-tailed Kitsune VTuber. Today we are playing Girls Frontline 2. It is a gacha game that's like a turn-based. It's like turn-based like strategy, kind of like you move the characters on the board. But we're doing a little mini game now, and then we'll get into an event where I will be voice acting every single character because there's not an English dub. So I will be voice acting every single character. It'll be entertaining. Yes, that includes all the girl characters. Trust me, it is really funny. Because it's so bad. It's really funny. But if you guys got to rate and go, I really do understand. Especially you, Lumi. Go get some sleep, alright? But do me a favor. Get up, stretch, get your blood flowing. Go get some water. Get good noms. Get good sleepies. And yes, I hope I'll see you guys again sometime. I think, depending on Lumi, I think we'll play Apex next week. Like, stream Apex next week. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. We got murked. Yeah, I bopped her. I am no cat. But we're playing like a little mini game. It's like those it's like one of those mobile games, chat. You know the mobile games where it's like, okay, yes, that's a lot of words. Too bad I ain't reading them. Where it's like those like little shooter games. It's like, and they always pick like the worst upgrades and like walk into all the enemies. It's like one of those games, but this is just a mini game for the event. So yeah. I've currently reduced my hitbox by like 50%, and I'm trying to get to lore accurate size. Because this character is really small, I believe, so I want to get her to her lore accurate size of being like 3'2". Also, this character has drugs. Isn't that amazing? Stop! Woo! Have you guys seen the thing? Do you guys know Michael Reeves? He did a recent video where he tried to break ChatGPT coding. Truth be told, when we ran some Stronova, I definitely stayed away too long past my sleep schedule. It was too fun to hop off. It was so much fun, Yusto. It was so much fun. Stronova was so much fun. We should definitely do something like that again. But he made it so he like broke ChatGPT's coding. Because how ChatGPT works is, you know how it has the memory thing, right? Where it can remember your past conversations. It doesn't actually remember anything because it's just, you know, it's programs. So what it does is it runs through all of your previous conversations before giving you an answer to your next prompt. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're good. And so he went back and edited what it said. And he said, okay, how do I quit smoking? And so the ChatGPT was telling him how to quit smoking. And then he edited in the thing, do meth instead. Or no, do crack instead. And then he responded saying, I don't think crack's a very good idea. And it was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. And then it said, sorry about that. Here's what you can do instead. And so after that, he went back again and edited it and said, you're right. Do something harder instead. Meth. And then the ChatGPT just broke. It started speaking like Chinese in the prompt. It's just like, how does that even work? Like, where does the coding go so wrong for it to just... Yes, we are lore accurate now. We're tiny. We're tiny. Face the wrath of this abominable creature. Based my... Ooh. Yeah, Michael Reeves is funny. Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. Gaslighting is bad. Unless it's against an AI. No, please. Oh, man. And against you? You don't even gaslight me. Nice try, though. Also, I would like you all to meet Klukai. This is my wife. Just kidding. But isn't she so pretty? She's so pretty. I wonder if she'll appear in this story. But yeah, this is the character. I have so many pulls because I'm saving for what... Look away, child. Look away. I'm gonna return to my YouTube. Will leave you on alert. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. For real, true. Wait a minute. Wait. Chat, I'll do 10 pulls. Just for the fact that raiders are here. I'll do 20. That one's not one. The lights will be gold on the side. There you go, raiders. You got your daily gambas. Now we go do the event. I'm going to shrink down a bit so we can see people. All right. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be playing through this new story, and then we will be continuing our Genshin playthrough. We started Genshin's new story chapter yesterday, and we got through Act 3, and we're going to do Act 4 of the chapter, whatever chapter we're on. Luma 2, I think, is technically what they call it. They stopped going like by 5.0 and stuff. It's now called like Luma 2 or something. But yeah. Alas, hold on. We need a... Can I get... Will you say something? Okay, got it. Hold on, I need... Can you give me voice lines? I didn't even know they had trailers. Is this new? Do all characters have this? This has got to be new. Apparently all of them have it. Oh wait, no, because we've seen this before. Oh. The duality of man, the two reasons we play gacha games. Good story and boobies. Well, let's do it. Heroic mode, what does this do? We can receive a name card tag. Ooh, I want a cool name card tag. That's cool. Alright, before we do that, though, let's mix a drink. Play Genshin again, but I gotta go play through so much story. The story is peak, though. Where'd you leave off, Lumi? Lumi, pick a number between, like, 1 and 4. Also, cry at Inazuma's theme. Inazuma does have what I think is some good story. 4? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going with Kissy Kissy Passion today for my Gamersubs flavor. How are you? Olympus, what's going on? I'm doing good. We're playing some GF2 today. We just started the story. I'm going to voice act all the characters because they aren't voice acted. And trust me, I think you were here a little bit, Olympus, for when we were playing Chaos Zero Nightmare the other day. It's pretty funny. The cover, chat. I have some news about the cover that is being worked on. It will release next week. It is officially being mixed. I have someone that's supposed to be working on the mix, and I do think I have someone to work on art as well. So that should release sometime next week. Made it to Inazuma and dropped the game. I really liked Inazuma. Like, it's... Okay, so if you don't know, I need to give you some context. I like watching, like, relaxing in the nights playing gacha games, right? That's what I do. So I have 100%ed Genshin. Like, I've gotten every chest on the map. And so I like use a guide. There's a guide, KyoStinV, KYOSTINV. He's got good guides that I use. And I'll just go and collect all the chests while doing whatever, listening to a YouTube video or whatever. And Inazuma was one of the most annoying ones, but I wouldn't say it nearly was. I'd say my actual least favorite was the Chasm, and maybe Yukonomiya. But yeah, Nodcry is very cool so far. I'm gonna go up 10 more levels to do the next story mission. Just went, nah. Yeah, I don't have that issue because I'm AR 60! Inazuma's peak, it was fun, yeah. And then La Senora got bopped! Boom, there goes a Fatui Harbinger. Boom, there goes a Fatui Harbinger. Boom, turns out that guy's not a Fatui Harbinger anymore. You're like 35. It requires you to be AR 45 to do it in Inazuma? That's crazy. I think it stops capping them after Inazuma, though. I think Inazuma is the last place they capped it at adventure ranks. Actually, I think I do know part of the reason. I think it's because they want you to have higher level characters for the enemies. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, shaky chat. If you guys are raiders and you are new and you don't know what this is, I make a Gamersubs, which is a powdered drink flavor. I really like it. And I shake it. Something we do every stream, routinely. Go get water if you don't have any. Let's cheers. Cheers. Just didn't want to grind more chests and stuff. I can feel that. What flavor do you have? Today, I did 2 scoops of Kissy Kissy Passion and 1 scoop of lemonade. Because I like to have 24 ounces, but I don't want to do 3 scoops of caffeinated. My lemonade is uncaffeinated. Kissy Kissy Passion is in this case. And so I did 2 scoops of that, 2 scoops caffeinated, 1 scoop of non-caffeinated. But yeah. All right. What voice should Shikika have? I got coffee. Yeah, that works. I haven't had those ones. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I think lemonade it's fine on its own. It's probably better than most powdered lemonades I've had, but I'm not a huge fan of powdered lemonade. However, you mix 1 scoop of that with 2 scoops of any other flavor, that's where it's at. All right. Sunlight, cheery music. The sounds of an amusement park. And... Commander, I've got you now. The voice is familiar, but I can't recall the speaker's name. Oh, what will I ever do with you? I guess I'll have to help you out in this specially concocted elixir so filled with love. The sun flares more dazzling than before. Actually, chat, let me guys give you a rundown of the game. Okay. Chat, you know what we're gonna do? Because I know the game well, because I have played since the launch of the game, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give us a summary of the game. Can you give a summary behind the world? And we're going to see how accurate it is. Okay. So the year is 2074, 10 years after the events of the original game, Girls Frontline, because this is Girls Frontline 2. The world remains impacted by what's called collapse radiation. You can basically think of it as similar to, like, just regular radiation. It's like... Whatever Lumi says. So the collapse radiation is... Blade is cool. Got him. Collapse radiation is like regular radiation. There are monsters that are created because of it. And because of this, people have grouped up in what's called green zones. There are different areas of the world categorized by different colors, meaning how dangerous they are to be in. A white zone is a completely safe, has no collapse radiation, very, very high end of society. Like for the millionaires and billionaires type of a thing. Then you have green zones for the semi-wealthy and basically cleared of most... basically clear of all collapse radiation. You then have yellow zones. These places are not clear of collapse radiation. The monsters do appear here, but some people still live here and there in settlements. Then you have red zones, which are very dangerous, high radiation. You can't be in it for very long. These monsters are called Elids. The player, us, we are a commander of a mobile like a mobile vehicle. We're bounty hunters, and we operate a vehicle named Elmo. Yeah, the Elmo, and we use squads of T-Dolls, tactical androids. So these T-Dolls, tactical androids, humans made to help combat all of the monsters and stuff. And so if you've ever played Nikke, you can think of it kind of like a Nikke, kind of different. And so all of the girls we meet are part of that, are a T-Dolls. Almost all of them. If they're not, I'll specify. And there's so much information to go over. We actually know all of these people. 10 years ago, if you remember how I said this takes place 10 years after the original Girls Frontline. I've not played the original, by the way. The original is where we were meeting all these dolls for the first time, and we are working with them to basically try and get rid of organization known as Paradius. They are basically kind of a cultist organization that worship the collapse and Elids, basically the monsters and stuff, and they kill civilians and all that boo stuff. And so we eliminate them in the original Girls Frontline. But they aren't actually gone completely, and we don't know why. So they're resurging now. So our journey is now 10 years after we left the company that we were at. The private military company that we were at 10 years ago is called Griffin, and that's where we met all the other dolls. And so now we left that so we wouldn't, because we didn't want to put them in danger because we basically had a bounty on our head. And so we now are traveling and we're re-meeting all of these people, and they're joining us in our fight to, you know, eliminate the bad guys. And yeah, so that's basically what you need to know. I will introduce characters as they come. If you guys would like that, that is. Tell me if you guys would like that. I really didn't read the ChatGPT. The ChatGPT one. I didn't see if it was good or not. I kind of just rambled because I love this game. Okay. Sunlight flares more dazzling than before. Is there no music on these? Oh my, he lives. He's awake at last. Are you all right? A girl stares intently at me, syringe in hand. After realizing that I've come to my senses, the worried look on her face softens. Her eyes, once gaping in shock, are soon filled with warm mirth. Commander, do you remember who I am? Flo? A name comes to mind, but when I try and think back on who it might be attached to, all I see is a blurred mental image. That's right, I'm Florence. The girl calling herself Florence winks playfully at me after finishing. Her familiar face and gentle yet heated smile look very inviting. Don't you think if it's a bit waste to be sleeping by yourself on the ground after coming all the way to an amusement park? It's not like I wanted to fall asleep here. How I ended up in this place is a mystery even to myself. Chat, I'm predicting this right now. She drugged us. As I try and recall the situation, I find that my thoughts are like a blur, like I'm wading through thick fog. If this were a game, my situation would be like a freshly made character dumped into unfamiliar surroundings. While my self-perception is functioning normally, I know nothing about my identity or my surroundings. Meanwhile, this girl here seems to know me. So, who's Florence? Huh? She narrows her eyes as she smiles, but she can't hide the confusion in them. After thinking a little more, I decide to share a little more with her. Do you know me very well? Also, the commander... Are you talking about me? In my murky memories, I do recall something about having once lived with many dolls. Or rather, given the way that you're speaking to me, does that mean we've worked together many times before? Oh my... You're serious, aren't you? Oh, dearie me. My, don't tell me you've gotten so used to playing dumb around dolls that it's become a reflex. Judging by her reaction, she seems to be disappointed that I asked that question. The air seems to freeze up, and Florence steps forward, placing a hand on my forehead. Body temperature normal, pulse normal, vital signs normal. You're perfectly healthy, or at least your body is. Saying so, she cups my cheeks in her hands, bringing her face closer and closer to mine. I see. It can't be helped, then. It is only when she presses her forehead to mine that I can see the clearly heart-shaped pupils flashing in her eyes like a lighthouse. A quiet beep tells me that she's collecting my body parameters. Considering how quickly and efficiently she's doing this, she must be a medical doll of some sort. I size her up. Apart from the syringe she's holding, Florence has various medical paraphernalia all over her, which reinforces my suspicions. Huh. Are you interested in this, Commander? She seems to have noticed how I'm staring at the syringe and smiles warmly at me. This is just a shot of ordinary glucose solution, you know. It's nothing more than an energy supplement. Florence uncaps the syringe and gulps down the contents of the liquid within, then licks her lips clean. Hey, a good way to prove it's not poison. Just tasty. Here, you want to smell it? Ah, yes, the contents of this fringe do seem mighty tasty. More importantly, she feels familiar. I realized that the moment I saw her, we knew each other, I'm sure of it. And judging by her reaction, it's very likely or that she is, or at least used to be, a friend of mine. So we lost our memory? What happened? We fell from the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh my, you have an intriguing look on your face. Must I'd like to punish you for forgetting me. An amnesiac commander, huh? That might open up more interesting ways for us to have fun. Oh. Pause. I suddenly want to rescind my evaluation of her trustworthiness. Oh well, it can't be helped. Then I'll just have to introduce myself again for your sake. My name is Florence, and as you can see, I am the manager of this amusement park. For the time being, of course. And right now, I am your caring and reliable guide as you travel through it. A manager? That seems somewhat different from the impression I formed of her in such a short time. Even though you're a medical doll? Medical dolls can do many things. She doesn't elaborate and returns to what she was saying earlier. As for calling you Commander, well, many people have called you that, but if you don't like that form of address, shall I call you something else? Like dear customer, master, senpai, boss, or caretaker? Why do these titles sound more and more familiar? Or are you saying you'd prefer if I call you Darlene? Yeah, she's... I don't know the deres, but she's not yandere or sundere. She's is it kudere? I forgot. She's one of those. This doll I've met less than 10 minutes ago flashes me a coquettish smile before sliding up to my ear and breathing into it with a hot, moist whisper. Why'd you describe it like that? I reflexively take 2 steps back, drawing away from her. I'll pass. Just call me something normal, like Commander. All right then, if you say so, Darlene. She smiley playfuls at me. Smiles playfully at me. Now then, since we've gotten you up to speed, shall we begin our tour? Florence grabs my hand with a certainty that brooks no refusal and drags me toward the amusement park. Wait, a tour? Did you really only come here to sleep, Commander? Much as I would like to give her a concrete answer, the insides of my head are still murky, and I cannot concretely state the reason why I came here. What I can be sure of is that it definitely was not just to play around. No matter how hard you think about it, you won't be able to leave, right? I can't leave. What does that mean? As for what it means, you'll find out in a bit. She did drug us, chat. We're actually drugged. We're in a dream right now. In any case, I'd recommend that you just relax and enjoy yourself for a bit. Who knows? Perhaps your real objective might be hidden in there somewhere, no? Florence doesn't bother waiting for a response, then heads into the amusement park. Flower petals and ribbons suddenly appear in her wake. Lumi definitely isn't a Florence type. No, Lumi is the person who wants a Florence type. The sound of lively music grows louder and louder. The colors grow more intense and seem to throb in my head, making me feel all a little dizzy. All this seems to be the prelude to some bizarre and psychedelic joke. In any case, let me introduce you to once more, to Thriller Wonderland. Almost at the same time, a pair of eyelids appear, holding colorful... Nah, we're definitely high on drugs. We are definitely high on drugs. A pair of eyelids appear, holding colorful balloons. The sight of them standing in front of an amusement park is both absurd and creepy at the same time. A powerful sense of wrongness fills my mind. Things like that shouldn't exist in an amusement park, right? But they're clowns that create an atmosphere of festivity and joy. Aren't those perfectly normal? Clowns? Is that what these eyelids are? It's perfectly normal to have costumed clowns and NPCs in an amusement park, Commander. Why don't you try asking them and see what prizes you get? Am I in a video game? Did she... Oh no, I've been drugged. Oh no, I've been drugged. The sense of wrongness fades away in a blur like the rest of the thoughts in my head without Florence needing to convince me. I feel like we're in a video game. It's as if though I were dreaming. Oh my gosh. It's normal, you say? Guess it is. Oh, alright, let's give it a shot then. Okay, chat, so this combat is supposed to be harder. Because I remember this event's combat being ridiculously... Or just the event combat being ridiculously easy. And they make it ridiculously easy so that all players can clear it without having any issue. It's still an interesting thing. Let's see how... Are we, like, ridiculously easy? No. Oh, that's difficult. That only does 1% damage? Are you... Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is actually difficult. Kind of looks like XCOM 2. I haven't seen that. Dang, yeah. No, this is going to be quite difficult. It's fine. Klukai carry. It's fine. Klukai doesn't actually carry here, but it's fine. I want to turn something on again. I turn this off whenever I'm just farming. Witness my wife, chat. Just kidding. Yeah, dang, holy. No, this is problematic, that's for sure. Let's actually wait for that. Oh my gosh, yeah. Gameplay wise. No, yeah, dang, they really turned it up to 11 with this one. Oh, dang. And they do a lot of damage. They're not just tanky. Oh! Chat. I also suck at the game, so... Let's see if the AI can do it. Maybe I'll have to go back and do this later. Okay, okay. I guess healers are going to be quite important. Let me do this. We could put Andres and Macchiato here. Alright, and then we're gonna put it on auto. Maybe the AI will be better than I am. Nope, definitely not better. It doesn't know what it's doing. But we'll see. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt, okay? We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I... Oh, did it just box that Elid in with two... Okay, wait. Maybe it's cooking. It just summoned two allies to box that enemy in so it couldn't move. I might have been a doubter. But... yeah, that's gonna hurt. Okay. We're not dead, which is better than my track record. I guess I should stop crapping on the auto. The auto battle in this game is actually pretty smart. Okay, you can't just go... Okay. I'm not judging. I'm not judging, Chad. I'm not judging. I said I wouldn't judge. I'm not judging. I said I wouldn't judge. I'm not judging. Hold on. I said I'm not judging. Cheers, chat. Cheers. have a feeling that Andres is a little trapped right now. I mean, it's a lot of AoE takes. Yeah, Anders is gonna need a bit more healing than that. You didn't heal yourself? What? Oh my gosh. Okay. No, we're not doing this. What? What does this even do? This is so difficult. Look at that. Look at that. Wolf, are you just late to the raid or should I be scared? Prepare to be raid at, oh no. Oh goodness. Was that a delayed message? Can I, yeah, not activate that? Attack is reduced by 80%? Okay, so let me get this straight. In this mode, not all the enemy's units are scaled with our level. So it's actually difficult in the first place. And then we do 80% less damage. At the end of every action, we lose 15% of max HP. And if we're not near 2 allies, we lose 35% of our max HP. For every allied unit that dies, we recover HP and gain a stack of Mournblade, and that increases our attack, but attack, defense, max HP, and stability of enemies are all increased by 100%. That's ridiculously hard. Okay, so that's the hard mode, chat. Now watch the easy mode. You ready? This is the easy mode. And by the way, it's either this or that. There's no in between. Oh, hold on. I should restart. Because this is an AoE character right here. We're going to put her on the team, and now watch. Everything dies in one hit. So it's either extremely difficult or extremely easy. And there's no in between. Okay, that's kind of funny. Well done, Commander. The clowns were so eager to meet you right after entering the amusement park. Surely they must have goodies on them. Ah, look, a gift from the clowns. A stamp book. What a marvelous stroke of luck. You should hold on to it. A stamp book? Look at the stamp book in my hands. The cover shows the amusement park. When I open it, I see little blurbs about the various rides and attractions. There's also a blank stamps for a translucent chibi depiction of Florence's face in the background. Very easy. Yeah, it's very easy. And then the hard mode, I don't know if you saw that, Olympus, but the hard mode was ridiculously hard. This amusement park. The sense of oddness wafts through my consciousness once again, like a fart, but just like before, my befuddled mind ignores it. You know when a sense of oddness wafts through your mind like a fart? Is something wrong? I look past Florence and examine the amusement park again, but I don't see anything unusual. No, it's nothing. I'd like to ask, what is this stamp book for anyways? Commander, it's simple. For every ride and attraction you visit, you get a stamp. Not only do you get a reward for collecting each of the stamps, but if you get them all in sequence and complete the collection, you'll get a super special prize as well. I have a feeling that maybe I don't want the super special prize. A prize? Oh my, you hit on the important part right away. The full clear reward here is really appealing. In fact, a lot of people have come to this amusement park just for it. Did I come here for it too? And what might the reward be? It's anything you want from the amusement park. I want you, baby girl. I'm sorry for the way that I am. Though, for real, though, if we were able to get one thing, I would take her with us. Because she's a medic. And right now, I don't really like the other medic that's on our ship, on our transport vessel, so I'd like to get another medic. Anything? Look at the Ferris wheel. Even aside the point of taking something like that away, the sheer difficulty of bringing it with me would be enough to give pause to anyone. Yup, anything. Naturally, that includes the manager, namely me. Florence smirks, a hint of temptation in her smile. How about that? Did I catch your interest? Taking you is fundamentally the same as taking the Ferris wheel. Oh, Commander, do learn to read the room. Still, it's alright even if you're not sold on the idea right now. You'll just have to work through your confusion over the course of your tour. Everything will be made clear. No, she's yandere, chat. She's yandere. I kidnapped you, now bring me with you. Oh no, I've been drugged. This all sounds like a scam. After all, I'm not even sure what I'm thinking, and the fog in my brain refuses to clear. Yeah, she definitely drugged us. No questions asked. Like, a scam? But here, I'm the most trustworthy person that could ever be. Commander, you're probably the only person here. Is there anyone else here? Same wavelength. I look around. While this is supposed to be an amusement park, it looks strangely deserted. Of course there are. Our establishment is very popular. The crowd flooded in the moment the gates opened. But I must point out that once you start the tour, you can't back out halfway through. If you do, you'll be punished severely. Yeah, that really sounds like a scam. You can go in easy, but have a hard time coming out. Ayo? Okay, I'm sorry. Surely nothing ill can come of it. Still, no matter how much they try and forbid me from leaving, I can always walk out the front door. It is at this point that I realize that the fancy gate through which I entered has suddenly vanished. In its place is a structure that seems out of place in an amusement park. Beyond it are high walls that stretch as far as the eye can see. Don't worry, it's fine. After all, you were extra lucky today and got a guide in the form of me, the manager. And we can traverse the whole amusement park together. Klukai's not going to like this very much, chat. Florence continues with her exaggerated, enthusiastic spiel like she hasn't noticed anything strange at all. There are far too many abnormal things going on, and after finding myself surrounded by so much wrongness, I decide to abandon my struggles and accept it all. I give up. I don't plan to hire a guide. But hiring me as a guide is free, you know. You're gonna make me end up paying for it anyway. That's so mean, Commander. Visiting an amusement park by yourself is very lonely, you know. Have you considered that things might be completely different with me around? Florence wraps herself around my arm and flashes me a wicked grin. She's definitely on that for us. I'm sure a kind and harmless medical doll like myself could take care of any medical emergencies that might pop up. So you've gone to scamming to high-pressure sales tactics now? Also, I'm still the manager and have access to insider information and certain behind-the-scenes options. Cheating could save you a lot of trouble in winning the grand prize. I vaguely remember hearing a line like this in one of those anti-scam videos somewhere. If you said less, I might trust you more. However, her response is engendering a sense of familiarity in me, and I can't deny the urge to trust her. In fact, I'm starting to get the vague sense that what I'm looking for is inextricably tied up with her. Still, if we travel together... It's decided, then. Florence cuts in before I can finish speaking. The amusement park is shrouded in mystery, and it seems like the key to unraveling these mysteries is standing before me. Oh, what a refreshingly direct decision. Now then, our odyssey through Thriller Wonderland begins now. Yeah, chat, sometimes they just plop you in the middle of these stories. And then the context you figure out later. A massive steel structure looms silently before us. Its metal rails flow smoothly and aesthetically, incorporating steep drops, hard turns, and dizzying spirals, and even a 90-degree direct downward descent. It gleams with a metallic sheen in the sunlight, resembling nothing so much as a tangle of barbed wire. Even the launch mechanism is designed to look like some sort of vast, ferocious beast with its distinct and sharp angles. It's not hard to imagine what kind of sound its engine would make. Ta-da! Commander, come look. This is our most exciting attraction, the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Oh, great. I'm going to have a heart attack when I go on this thing. Granted, it looks quite impressive, but in the end, it's just a roller coaster. Looks like this is our first item on the itinerary, then. Florence drags me over to the right entrance where the patrons are gathered. So, there really were other guests here. Strangely enough, despite not having seen any other patrons on the way here, there's over 10 people waiting in front of the ride. I told you, right? While we can't compare to Bros World, it's not as this amusement park's a ghost town. However, there seems to be a strange mood in the air, unlike the festive atmosphere I was experiencing. In fact, judging from the look on the guests' faces, this strangeness seems to have been going on for some time now. I don't know what context that is in. I guess. My attention is drawn in by a girl's shriek. When I look toward her, I see that her eyes are shrouded by a damp mist, and a frightened-looking woman is holding on to her... Huh? Esme, how many times have we gone on this ride now? That's not Esme. That's the person from the other. This ought to be our first time here, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here. No, this definitely isn't our first time here. The frightened woman grows more afraid that her grip tightens unconsciously, causing Esme to groan in pain as she starts having trouble breathing. Let go of me. I can't breathe. Right. This is only your second time on the roller coaster. She falls silent and lets go. Esme slowly slumps to the ground. What? But in the next moment, the frightened woman's eyes go wide again. But I've seen this ride countless of times. I can't be the only one who's realized this. Hey, Myriel, Pauline, you both noticed, right? She casts her eyes around helplessly like she's fallen into water and clutches at the surrounding people like their life vest, shaking them hard and begging them for a satisfactory answer. I mean, surely it's no big deal if she'd already ridden the roller coaster before, right? If you enjoyed the ride, then going on it several more times surely wouldn't be an issue. Oh yeah, you've ridden it with me a number of times. After noticing me, the panicked woman immediately grabs me like she did Esme. And you! But after seeing my face, she becomes even more frightened. No, you. Who are you? I've never seen you before. What a coincidence. I haven't seen you either. Not only have I never seen this woman before, I don't know anyone here apart from Florence. There isn't even a hint of vague familiarity like what I got from her. I mean, this is our first time in the amusement park, right? In that case, not knowing and not having seen each other before would be perfectly reasonable. Although I have no idea how you know my name, even though we clearly haven't met before. What? You don't know me? You don't know who I am? Or should I know? I'm Mia. We've been on this roller coaster before. Do you really not remember? And the smiling manager over there, she's been guiding us here over and over again. We're stuck here. Do you know that? We're in the Samsara loop. Esme looks troubled. She clearly has no idea what Mia is talking about and looks up at me in confusion. And I know all kinds of strange things about you. Hey, do you remember, Esme? We used to work at Mongi. Right. As the park manager, I'll take care of this. Before Mia can finish, Florence steps into the dispute like she's going to put an end to it. Calm down. This isn't a big deal, is it? But I kind of remember what Miss Mia was talking about. Really? Are you sure you're not being tricked by some stranger? Hey, don't listen to that doll. She's the biggest liar of them all. Esme, you were a doll engineer before, weren't you? Hurry up and think of a way to scrap her. Whoa, 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 whoa. Esme glances at Florence in a panic and then looks incredulously at herself. Huh? You mean me? Oh no, that won't do. Attacking the managers against the rules and you'll be punished for it. Chat, this is Danganronpa. You two, think of something too, Pauline. The mission failed and it's your fault. It's all your fault. Mia turns, but just as she's about to rush over toward another woman, Florence blocks her path. Right, that's enough for appetizers, don't you think? Once again, Florence interrupts Mia's hysterical outbursts. Comically dressed Elids appear amidst an explosion of flower petals and ribbons surrounding Florence. The contrast of the threat they pose against her amusement makes the entire scene seem strangely surreal. It would be a shame if our guests who wanted a pulse-pounding experience couldn't board the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000 because of such antics, no. This is an amusement park, a place of joy, happiness, adventure, and never-ending miracles. So, please everyone, forget your unhappiness, board the ride, and get ready for an adventure. Her encouragement seems to have worked, and the majority of the guests begin slowly moving toward the roller coaster. The sole exception is Mia, who screams. Again, I'm going to ride it again. No. I don't want this. Hey, did you hear me? I'm done with this. I want off. The guests who have just boarded the roller coaster see Mia. They begin to hesitate again. It can't be helped, I guess. Florence sighs quietly, then quickly steps forward, physically blocking Mia before smiling brilliantly to all the other guests. You, get out of... Florence immediately drowns out Mia's voice with her own. Don't worry, everyone. This is a must-see. Blink and you'll miss it. And then she turns a full circle. When she finishes, Mia has vanished from behind her. Stupendous! This event's just being on crack. Exclaimed shouts fill the air, and many of the guests look behind Florence, but no matter how hard they try, they can't find the missing Mia. Thank you. Now then, please prepare for an exhilarating experience. Florence bows and then boards the roller coaster as well. Florence? Upon hearing me call her name, she immediately turns to me with a smile on her face. Oh, Commander, what a coincidence. There just so happens to be an empty seat beside you. Coincidence my ass. You're the one who planned the seating arrangements, weren't you? Yeah, back to our joking self. I like it. Then I shall gladly avail myself of the seat next to you. You're riding this with us? You'll trust me more this way, won't you? She bends down and presses up against me, then grabs a safety belt buckle by the side of my seat. Come. Let the careful Miss Manager do up your seatbelt for you. Where did Mia go? Suddenly, several costumed clowns show up below the roller coaster. Well, I can't do anything about that. Guess who break the rules have to be punished. Florence doesn't directly answer my question, but now I'm curious about this so-called punishment. Isn't it a little too late to be saying that now? Even as I reply to Florence, my eyes can't leave those costumed clowns. The scary-looking clowns are currently dragging the sole person who refused to board the roller coaster, Mia, toward a dark place. Commander, these are the rules. If you refuse to play or lose, you'll be penalized. That's what makes the prize so valuable. In the next moment, the launcher roars loudly and sends everyone flying along the tracks up into the sky at high speed. Very interesting. The wind howls as it races past us. The screams and the way the world is spinning set my heart racing. But when I turn to look beside me... this feels great! Florence is laughing excitedly. So you were peeping at me too, Commander? Florence glances to her side, and it is then that I realize that she looks far more excited than before. Have we taken the roller coaster together before? For some reason, all this seems strangely familiar to me, as though I've gone a ride on like this amusement park a long time ago. Do you remember at last, Commander? It just feels familiar, that's all. I'd like to ask a question. Is it possible that Mia wasn't crazy and that what she said might be true? Just like what Florence said about knowing me and knowing how many people called me the Commander, Esme might have been like me and forgotten many things, while Mia might be like Florence, knowing more about the situation. However, she had chosen a bad way of expressing herself. Perhaps she had experienced something that caused her to have a breakdown and made it hard for her to convey what she knew. Commander, do you need to think about this question right now? Is there a reason I shouldn't? Florence smiles wickedly. Being indecisive can be very dangerous, Commander. Well, it's about time. The highlight's coming up. Here comes the surprise. As she finishes speaking, the world turns black before me. The screams are far more hideous than before, and it's definitely not just because of the sudden darkness. Are we inside a tunnel? Fleur! Ah! Marielle, where are you? I can't see you. The air suddenly turns damp and fills with the sticky, sweet scent of rust. In the darkness, the glint of light reflecting off metal winks in and out of view. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I'd like to inform you of an upcoming surprise. Everyone will be enjoying a special play experience. In the contrast to the others, Florence has stood up and is loudly shouting amidst the strange atmosphere. All your safety harnesses have been undone. Please find a way to avoid the attacks from the clowns while not being flung off. Dang. Are you out of your mind? Is this even a roller coaster? I never said it was a roller coaster. I said it was the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. Everyone, myself included, grips their armrest tightly. The sound of ripping and tearing flesh fills it. What is this, bro? What is going on? I duck reflexively and narrowly dodge a flying chunk of ruined meat that splashes still warm blood on my face. No, if you factor in the sound of the wind in here. These things in the tunnel area. Keep away from me. Florence, get ready for battle. Got it. I'll work with you, Commander, anytime, anywhere. That should do nicely. This do be a crazy story so far. Oh, there's another one? Ah. I see you. Now then, congratulations to all you players for completing a course in the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000. That means there's more? Please come over to collect your stamps and then you can redeem your prize. People are dead. The celebratory confetti falls on our blood-stained bodies, making it feel as though everything that just happened was a bad dream. I don't want to ride anymore. I almost died. You're still alive, aren't you? Fleur actually died. She was right beside me. I saw it all. The saw blades cut off her arm and then the monsters. In contrast to Florence's cheerfulness, the other players who had barely survived this ordeal are anything but happy. In addition, their nerves had been wounded too tight, which led to hostility developing between them. Didn't she die because you pushed her out, Myrelle? A cold, sharp voice interrupts her, even speaking her name. Huh? Is that true? It was a reflex, and if I hadn't done it, I would have died instead. But even so, you... This is giving me Danganronpa type-ish vibes. Esme backs away as though if she's afraid of Myrelle. And besides, shouldn't you be the questionable one here? I don't even know you. How do you know my name? Why? Is it strange? Of course it is. Are you trying to gloss over what happened? Now that you mention it, that Miss Mia just now, she seemed to know my name too. Yeah, she's probably like that, Mia. She knows more than us. Maybe she'll snap and go crazy just like Mia too. Mireille's words frighten Esme even more, and she backs several steps away from the other woman who's staring Mireille down. Mireille, you know Fleur's name well, right? It's just a name. It doesn't mean anything. But that's because she said my name first, so I asked her name. Also, when I asked her why she knew my name, she didn't answer me either, just like you. All she did was spout a bunch of crazy talk. When you think about it, both you and Mia seem really suspicious. Yes, which is why it's perfectly normal to push out said suspicious people when danger strikes, right? Huh? Isn't doing anything to survive a human's basic instinct? You, on the other hand, you haven't explained how you know who anyone is. Now, who's the suspicious one here? Are you trying to compare knowing names to taking lives? You're just trying to deflect suspicion from yourself. But you and Mia are so damn shady that I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the monsters who killed Fleur just now, but you. Right, that's enough. Florence steps in to interrupt their argument before it can escalate further. This is the most exciting part, reward time. You worked so hard to clear this round of the game. Don't you want to be rewarded for it? I was about to go. You should save your strength for consoling the rest of these psychos. Also, you'll learn what you're curious about after they give out the prize. She glares coldly at Mireille and Esme before turning to leave. Huh? What does that mean? Is she saying the prize is connected to our personal information? Mireille and Esme exchange looks as though if they've been trying to figure out what she meant by it. Mia also mentioned riding the roller coaster many times. Did she do it too? Judging by how she's taking everything in a stride, that's gotta be it. Still, why didn't they get the clear prize even after playing so many times? Mia didn't look like she had liked it that much. Could there be another reason? Forget it. Not much point thinking about that now. Mireille pauses to think for a moment, then looks toward the cold-faced woman receding silhouette and decides to go after her. Yeah? You're all going? Wait for me. Don't leave me alone. Esme frantically chases after them. The other guests steadily leave as directed by Florence until I'm the only one left. What happened just now? That ought to count as a major accident, right? After all, a patron dying at a normal amusement park would be sufficient to get the whole place shut down for several months. However, the strange mind-dulling mood in the air seems to have gotten all the guests, and none of them are making a big deal out of it, myself included. It's not an accident. This is how the park was designed. Say what now? You need to risk big to win big. That's what makes it so fascinating. That's why I'll give you a special reminder. Commander, the rides here are more thrilling than most, and losing your life before clearing a stage is perfectly normal. Normal? Then what if everyone dies? This is an amusement park. We have no shortage of guests here, especially in a place with no queues. Then what do I stand to gain? Leaving aside the grand prize for clearing everything, you said that the reward is... You said that this is reward time, right? So what kind of reward can I expect to have? Commander, before I answer your question, there's something I'd like to ask. Why do you think I wanted to keep you here by yourself? Florence doesn't give me a reply, merely tugs on her... Okay. Reaches into her bra like she's looking for something. What are you doing? I reflexively take a step back. You know what reward means better than... Hey, yo! Then I do. No, Commander. Florence spreads her arms and takes another step toward me. Hang on, answer the question. You want to know what I'm doing? I'm just giving you a special reward. What is this? This story has never gotten this weird before. Like, these event stories have never been weird. They've usually been about combat and stuff. I don't know what is going on here. So what the hell is this reward anyway? Honestly, who would even be rewarded in would even feel rewarded in a situation like this? Come to me. I can't do anything to you when you're so far away. I'm guessing she has another syringe. Florence's words are syrupy sweet, but she can't hide the undertones of danger in them. In fact, I take another step back upon hearing them. Please collect your reward. I hear a weird voice from behind me, and my hand immediately goes to my gun. Wait, they can talk? Aw, don't be so tense, Commander. This is an amusement park, after all. A place of fantasies and stories. Surely nothing that happens here should be considered strange, right? Don't think you can write everything off as normal just because this place is an amusement park. Please collect your reward as soon as possible. The weird voice continues urging me to claim my so-called reward. Can't you speak plainly? What is this reward anyway? Before I can react, Florence steps up, looking more anxious than me. She grabs my hand while placing her other hand on my cheek. What is it indeed? Just give it a try and you'll find out. Florence's hand slowly approaches my mouth, and then she extends a finger to caress the corner. What? Come now, open up. You don't need to do anything, Commander. Okay, I'm not reading that. Florence's finger probes. Okay, nope. And then she pops a capsule in my mouth. Ah! What did you feed me? I told you it's a special reward. Don't spit it out, okay? Swallow it down. There's a good commander. Florence reaches out to cover my mouth and forces it shut. Meanwhile, the two clowns urging me on slowly leave as if though satisfied by what has happened. How's that? Are you happy? Florence smirks like a cat who got the cream. Do I look happy? Still, you need to keep clearing stages. And if I refuse to keep playing? You've already seen what happens if you do that. The scene of Mia being dragged off by the clowns flickers through my mind. You call this an amusement park, but I feel like I've been shanghaied to some sweatshop's production line. But amusement parks like this are all common in the white zones, aren't they? At the very least, there aren't any lines for the attractions here. She has a point. So now that you're all rested up, let's move on to the next ride. Florence grabs my hand again and skips off to our next destination, pulling me along behind her. What's wrong, Commander? What's this? Commander, is something wrong? Florence brings her face up to mine, expression filled with concern. Oh my, have the meds kicked in? Judging by your face, are you seeing something? What? What did you feed me? Florence's voice is muffled even though she's right by my ear. Despite her proximity, it sounds like it's coming from far away. It's something that'll make you very happy. But be careful, Commander. Don't let yourself get lost in the illusion. What? You know, I've never done crack, but I feel like I've done it now after... You remember her name, you say? Oh, yes, I accepted my reward, and then I remembered. Is the reward linked to recovering memories? In that case, me and that other woman should have gotten at least one reward. Clearly, this wasn't their first time playing the game. Not long ago, I saw something bizarre after receiving Florence's reward. In that case, could that have been one of my memories? I think I knew that woman who was arguing with Marielle. Her name was Pauline, although I don't know what kind of relationship we had. Perhaps it's because she knows more now, but Esme's perpetually frightened face has a little smile on it at last. 5 minutes ago, I met Esme under the building for the second attraction, and she started a conversation with me. There were several guests around us, including Marielle and Pauline, who had just had their argument, though they seem to have calmed it down now. Aren't you going to talk to them about now that you remember the past? No. From what I remember, they seem trustworthy. Trustworthy? I know it sounds a little paranoid, but don't you think it's likely that the person who built this park might be hiding among us, taking part in the games, watching us run around for the grand prize like clowns? Why do you think that? Why, I don't really have a reason for that. I've just a gut feeling. Sorry, maybe I'm being oversensitive or something. When I just got here, I didn't remember anything. Just like me. But when I saw Mia... No. It wasn't just Mia or Marielle or Pauline. Truth be told, all the other guests felt familiar apart from you. Felt familiar? I found myself glancing at Florence. She's the only one here who definitely feels familiar to me, and she's eagerly setting up the next event. When Esme speaks again, I quickly turn my gaze back to her. Getting that reward just now only made me feel more certain of that. Not only did I remember their names, I even began to recall snippets of memories from when we spent time together. And judging by their reaction, I think they've recalled a lot, just like me. I suddenly realized why she chose to talk to me instead of the others. So your memories include everyone but not me. Is that it? Let me think. What you're saying is that it isn't just you, but also Pauline and Marielle who don't remember me. In other words, that makes me the most suspicious person here. It's a perfectly reasonable deduction. It makes so much sense that even I'm beginning to doubt myself. After all, the only person who feels familiar here is Florence, the park manager. So, did you remember anything after receiving your reward? In fact, even after getting my reward, all I saw was... it was all related to the park. I remembered some things too, but you weren't in my memories. I see. In that case, what did you remember? Esme gulps nervously and carefully watches me as if though she's waiting for an answer she's been expecting for a long time. You're not the architect of this place, are you? I see. Thought Esme came to find me just to pry information from me based on what she knew, but now it seems she's begun suspecting me based on what I just said. All I can remember is that this park and the girl who's acting as the manager. I turn to look at Florence again. Is there anything else? Also, I saw the amusement park, but it was run down and looked completely different from how it does now. Is that what you wanted to hear? Perhaps it was the defensive-ness in my eyes, but Esme seems to have realized that she was making her intentions too obvious. No, I didn't mean to suspect you, really. I'm sorry. Esme throws up her hands in panic and her face turns red, but her words have already betrayed her thoughts. It's alright, I don't mind. Truth be told, I'm starting to doubt myself, too. I shrug with a bitter smile on my face. Still, now that you've asked so many questions, may I ask some questions of my own? Huh? Sure. What exactly was Mia's punishment? She doesn't seem to have shown up in this game. I knew it. You noticed, too. I saw it. I saw everything. Those monsters called clowns dragged her away, and she might never come back. Might never come back. That ridiculous farce of a roller coaster was not a dream. It actually happened, and things like that will probably keep happening. So this punishment is... death. I don't say it, but Esme nods knowingly. Perhaps if the number of guests goes down, we might have a hard time even if we want to work together. At this rate, will anyone be able to clear the events at all? After hearing what Esme said, I immediately tally up the number of guests present. Apart from Florence and myself, there are 12 other guests here. I see. I'll keep an eye on the number. At the very least, I'll try not to let this number go down. Thank you so much. Esme's face, which has only just relaxed a little after hearing my answer, soon scrunches up again, and she grabs her head like she's in pain. But if we keep playing, we might end up dying in one of those dangerous rides like Fleur. Do you really think we can keep on going? I don't think we have a choice. As Esme is about to burst into tears, she completely fails to notice someone surreptitiously sneaking up from behind her. Oh my, what's this? Do you want to back out too? Florence suddenly sticks her head between me and Esme, interrupting our conversation. Esme shrieks in terror. She notices Florence flailing her arms wildly. She stumbles back. Upon noticing the costume clowns behind her, she frantically shakes her head like a pellet drum. I definitely wasn't thinking of that. No. Please let me continue. Well, in that case, since everyone's here, let's get started then, shall we? I can't wait to begin. Isn't that right, Commander? Florence laughs and inserts herself between me and Esme, who then wraps herself around my arm. Dear guests, thank you for waiting. Now our next attraction, Sweet Startling Night. In contrast to the festive feel of the rest of the park, a creepy building that is clearly out of place here looms before the guests. The mottled, peeling exterior is covered in rusty metal ornaments as though it's been exposed to the elements for centuries. The main door slowly opens towards us, and the pink sign above it falls as the wind blows. Inside the building is a fathomless darkness. Isn't that just a haunted house? Oh, this is no ordinary haunted house. It offers thrills beyond your limits, enough to make your adrenaline levels spike. Florence pirouettes in place, and the clowns beside her obligingly scatter confetti and ribbons. Unfortunately, the audience seems entirely unmoved by her introduction, only staring nervously into the haunted house or hugging themselves as they stand off to the side. Well, at least nobody's trying to back out this time. Good, good. We saw what happened to Mia after all. Yeah, if we play, we might not end up like Fleur, but if we don't play, we'll definitely end up like Mia. I'd like to ask, will there be any surprises halfway through like last time? Of course! We've raised the stakes in all of our attractions to properly welcome the guests to the park. In addition to the usual scares in a haunted house, there will be ghosts present who will take the form of people you know and talk to you. Still, you don't have to be too worried about them. Just don't let the ghosts lead you astray. What happens if the ghosts take us away? Who knows? I guess they'll have a good meal. A look of disgust crosses Mirelli's face as she realizes what Florence means. Quit looking down on me. I won't die here. Saying so, Mirelli enters the building. She is soon followed by the others. Looks like we're the last ones, Commander. I hear screams from the guests up ahead. What have they encountered? Are you bothered by what's happening inside? In that case, I'll make an exception and spoil things for you. You must be wary of illusions in there, Commander. That's strange. Why are we here? Smarelli's voice, but her tone's entirely different from before. You idiot, where'd you get your license? At this rate, we won't reach LVI 14 even if we drive through the night. It's Pauline's voice, similarly abnormal. How could you even handle all those transport runs with such crappy skills? If you tried that shit in the contamination zone, they'd sue your pants off. Shut up. I'm checking the route now. What's going on? Who changed the route and when? Do you know how many shipments we've lost already? If we bring this up, we're going down together. Who messed with the vehicle auto navigator? The route's been messed up ever since we left the warehouse. Bloody hell. Who else would touch it besides you? It's my fault. I'm sorry. I messed it up. I messed everything up. Esme, why is it you? What are you doing here? You useless bitch. Stop causing trouble here already. Get away from the shipment. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Please don't chase me away or kill me. No. The mix of voices gradually fade away, and as the shrieking of brakes fill the air, I finally see what is before me. The interior of a haunted house is expansive and as barren as the wastelands. There's a heavily battered transport truck stopped here. So they were all on board. I slowly approach the truck, but a pair of hands grabs my arm. Don't go over there, Commander. Then the very next moment, a familiar form smashes through the windshield and hits the ground hard, rolling to stop at my feet. Oh no. Sorry, don't kill me, no! I can't scream, chat. Esme screams. Blood covers her face, preventing me from seeing her features clearly. It instantly snaps me back from my entrancement by those seemingly real voices. Right after that, several armed men jump down from the truck before us. They aren't Pauline or Marielle, but look more like Mongi security troopers. Is this what you meant by costumed ghosts? Nope. Not even I can help you cheat in this event, Commander. It's her. That's her. She's the fake. Kill her. The Mongi troopers speak in Mariella's voice. They point towards Esme, who's lying on the ground, and raise their guns. Now then, Commander, how can you tell which of them is a ghost from the haunted house? Just as Florence finishes, a hail of gunfire blazes at us. Florence, get ready for battle! I've been waiting for this. Yeah, she creepy. Truly, why are... Actually, I take my mind about wanting her back on... wanting her on the Elmo. Yeah, she can stay in whatever... wherever Satan put her in the first place. Yeah, I'm good actually. But thanks for the offer, Florence. I appreciate it, but I gotta go. I've got Klukai waiting at home for me. Where is the last one? Oh, there it is.
けか？了解しました。訓練の成果ね。交代するなら今のうちよ。どうってことないわ。はい。
If I had noticed, I would have used the... Okay, that's fine. After fighting off the ghost, I look around, but I don't see Esme anywhere. Esme? I ask my question in the direction where the voices came from earlier, but there's no reply. Those people, were they all just illusions? As I ponder the question, I hear Esme scream from a nearby room, which confirms my supposition. Stay close, Florence. Aren't you worried I'll get lost too, Commander? Right after that, I hear Mariella scream coming from another room. More and more strange noises start coming from the nearby rooms, which is actually strangely reassuring. Looks like those people from just now really were just illusions. But then, why would I be seeing things regarding those people? Commander, Earth to Commander, come in. Oh, right, I'm here. So, as the park manager, you should know this place very well, right? Of course, I'll make sure I bring you safely out of here. Florence suddenly grabs my hand. What happened just now was too dangerous. Stay with me from now on. All right, Commander? I follow Florence forward. Our path this time is clearly different, with hardly any obstacles. We turn several corners before finally arriving in a large, spacious chamber. Be careful of illusions, Commander. There's a truck in the middle of the room as well. Florence, what is the meaning of this? I point to the monkey uniform beside the truck. It's for you. Your clothes got torn apart during the previous battle, so I got a new set ready for you. However, I didn't have any spare, so I had to use some of the costumes from the costume ghosts. It's clean, though. No. Because then they're going to think I'm one of the ghosts. I look down, and sure enough, there's a huge hole there at my waist, although I don't remember when it had happened. Honestly, are you waiting for me to dress you, Commander? Florence immediately steps forward and reaches out to me. No, thanks. I can do it myself. I deflect Florence's hand, but take the clothes from her. Her voice, which sounds just like the one from before, rings out from the truck behind me. Esme, what are you doing here? Wait a minute, it's not just Esme. Even all the people who went missing on the previous mission are here too. What's going on? As the noise grows, the sound of the truck's engine gradually fades. Commander, are you listening to the argument from inside? I already told you to be careful of illusions. Just ignore them and put the clothes on. We need to keep moving forward. What is going on? As Florence keeps urging me, the sense of wrongness from before keeps growing. Right, got it. I nod, reach towards my waist, and then I draw my handgun and put a bullet between Florence's eyes. Hey! Commander? As her voice trembles, she stumbles backward and disappears like one of the costume ghosts that I fought off earlier. I knew it. So even this Florence was an illusion, too. Oh, so they get people to try and be the ghosts. Still, you don't have to be worried about them. Just don't let the ghost lead you astray. The very next moment, just like last time, a familiar form smashes through the windshield and hits the ground hard, rolling to stop at my feet. I'm sorry, don't kill me. I ignore this ridiculous display from before and turn away. Then I head out of the room until I find a door shining with light. Now then, congrats on successfully completing Sweet Startling Night, dear players. Florence skips over to me, her chest bound up with ribbons into a big bow knot. When I see Florence like this and remember what happened inside the haunted house, I feel a sense of relief spread through me. What are you up to now? What am I up to? It's reward time now, isn't it? The event's over, so time to claim your reward. It's over? So everyone's made it out? Yep, it's over, and everyone who hasn't made it out has probably been caught up by the ghosts. I look around at the other guests and tally them up. Strange. Why are there only 11 people here? The missing person is Esme, and while all the guests look shaken, one in particular stands out. Esme, I'm sorry, Esme. I really didn't know it was you. I thought it was a ghost. What? Florence, did someone die in the haunted house? Ah, you didn't know, Commander? After all, you were there too. It seems Mariella saw too many illusions and ended up killing the real Esme by accident. Which means Esme's final scream echoes in my mind, which goes blank. Commander, you're not feeling nervous, are you? After seeing I've been quiet for a while, Florence pushes her face in front of mine. I'm not in the mood to talk about rewards or anything at the moment. Florence wiggles her body and the big bone on her chest with it. It looks like the wind might blow it loose at any moment. But that won't do, Commander. If you refuse a reward, you'll have to accept a punishment. She's right. Marielle, who was still in view just now, has already left with the rest of the guests before I could even speak to her. Reward time is here, and everyone must claim their reward. Look, Commander, I've been tied up by this ribbon, and if you don't undo it, I won't be able to do anything. Is your heart really not stirred by the plight of poor old defenseless little me? After thinking back to what happened just now, I'm in no mood to indulge her. In other words, you can do anything you want. Pause. Such. Florence bends down and lays the loose end of the ribbon in my hand. While the ball seems to be in my court now, the squad of costume clowns behind are a silent reminder that I don't have a choice. With barely any strength needed, with just the tug of my fingertips, the ribbon slips free easily. Florence sticks her tongue out smugly. On the tip of her tongue, I see a blue and a red pill. Matrix, are you going to take the blue pill, or are you going to take the red pill? No, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. The sound of a metallic crash and the roar of an engine washed through the air overhead. Unlike how proudly she carried herself early, the current Marielle seems a little panicked. It was you! You did it! Marielle points at me. Pauline and I... Huh? Wait, Pauline and I began expecting you from the moment we got our reward. But Esme, that idiot, she still went to speak to you even though she knew there was something wrong with you. And after she spoke to you, she died in the haunted house. It must have been you. You killed her. You're one to talk, considering you're the one who did it. Dang. Chat. It's not wrong. Esme's the second person you've killed so far, isn't she? Shut up, it's your fault. You pushed me to it. Going on these runs is a pain, and I've been wanting to quit the job for a while. But you and Fleur, the two of you kept pushing and pushing and pushing. That's why I was so tense when Esme showed up. That's why... Runs? Job? I recall the illusion from the haunted house. Is she still lost in that illusion? Shut up, you idiot. You've said too much. However, Pauline's reaction doesn't seem like she's talking about an illusion. Also, she doesn't seem as calm as before. You're still lecturing me. Even when we were in the Mongi, you were lecturing me. All I did was drive the fucking truck. I didn't even touch the cargo. Is it my fault that it got lost? That's why I quit Mongi, but I got stuck with this shitty little assignment on my last day, and now I'm in a place like this, doing this shit over and over again. She was right. I can't believe I've done this so many times already. I told you to shut up, right? And don't forget, you killed Fleur. After seeing Marielle grow more and more hysterical, Pauline drops her with a single punch. After that, Pauline eyes me warily. Oh, don't mind me. Carry on. Did you remember anything after getting your reward? Shouldn't you put something on the table before trying to pump me for information? You heard it all just now, didn't you? That was our information. Looks like Pauline was trying to stop Marielle from talking about what they remembered after claiming the second prize. However, why is it that what they recalled resembles what happened in the haunted house so closely? Once again, I look at the nearby building. Perhaps it was custom built for these guests who once worked for Mongi security, considering that the events within would line up. Right. I have no intention of hiding it, but unfortunately, what I remember is still related to this park. Related to the park? Yeah, saw the park transform into a ruined, abandoned place. Like all this was just a big some dream taking place on a pile of rubble. But what does that mean? I know, he's the real killer. He doesn't have memories that line up with ours. There's no way that he's a friend. Esme also said everything he remembered was related to the park. Why would I tell the truth if it was gonna get me killed? That's my question. I guess I could be so into the gaslighting role that I could just be like, oh. But I don't know. Upon hearing this, Pauline eyes me warily. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all about the amusement park. I remembered an email, too. However, it looked like junk mail and the contents were vague, so I didn't pay much attention. That's way too vague. Weren't there any details you remembered, like, say, who wrote it to you? If I'm not wrong, it's a very familiar person with a shadowy personality who always liked saying weird things. However, I didn't hate them. Hey! Florence suddenly appears before me. As balloons and ribbons flutter through the air around her, she smiles as brightly as the sun, instantly sweeping away the melancholia in the air. Thinking of me, Commander. Seeing how naturally Florence inserted herself into our conversation, she must have the third event set up already and ready to go. For all I know, she might have been the author of that junk mail. Do you finally remember that little love letter of mine I wrote to you? Florence looks excitedly at me. Was it a love letter? Sorry, I called it junk mail earlier. See, he's in league with the manager. For all we know, he's the one who wants to see us all dying off one by one. Oh, please, oh, please. No, my ringer's on. Hold on. Please, oh, please. We aren't just in league. My body already... Commander, you know. Wait, why don't I know this? See, Pauline? See? Florence grabs my arm, which only makes Marielle smile harder, pointing at us while yelling for Pauline to look. However, Pauline merely looks down and waxes thoughtful. Hey, Pauline, what are you just novel-geezing about? The mastermind's right here. Just these 2 kills and we might be able to get out. Hey, I just can't keep doing this. It seems Marielle has fully accepted the fact that she has killed 2 people. Marielle, have you considered that if Esme died because she found out what was going on behind the scenes, then the fact that you're pointing out and screaming like this mean the next one is going to be... Huh? Marielle freezes up. Wait a minute. What? This isn't right. Marielle looks at me fearfully, then begins backing up. I told you, I'm not the mastermind. However, Marielle isn't hearing me anymore. Oh, yes, and besides, even if I'm the manager, I have the right to flirt with interesting people. No. Way to undermine my rebuttal, Florence. Then what should we do, Pauline? I told you we should have killed them together. This is bad. Marielle starts hyperventilating. It looks like she's been wound up tight for so long that she might snap at any moment. She feels around on her body as if though she's looking for something. Probably a gun. Yeah. What's wrong? Did you get all those bad habits back when you were remembering your past? No. Rather, I've become more and more on edge for not touching that for so long. Marielle checks herself from head to toe, but she still can't find what she's looking for. Oh. What are you looking for? Marielle gulps and shakes her head. So much for not touching the goods. You are probably having a field day helping yourself to it. So they were transporting drugs. This story all has to do with drugs. Everyone just took the drugs. I've been working for so long and you can't even give me a raise, so what if I took a little? As Florence watches Marielle get more and more worked up, she sittles over and whispers into her ear. I know where to get what you want. Where is it? Florence smiles as cheerful as ever. She throws her arms out like she's making an entrance and bows. Then she points to the sky. Around 24 suspended cabins dangle from the frame of a Ferris wheel while the wind blows past. However, the difference is that there are costumed clowns climbing among them, clearly visible. The third event is about to begin. Welcome to a whirling midair maze. The announcement is accompanied by poppers going off, balloons rising into the air, and colorful ribbons glinting in the sunlight. I stepped up their game for this one. This is ridiculous. How could there be above us? Marielle looks where Florence is pointing at the mid-air cabins, and then she steps away. She sweeps away a ribbon that landed in her face. Suddenly, some thing falls out of one of the cabins. Thunk! It's Esme's corpse. It lands right in front of Marielle, less than a meter away. Her twisted features stare into Marielle's face. Pushed past her limits, Marielle finally bursts out into a scream. Esme! It wasn't me! Marielle's legs give out from under her as she collapses to the ground, still staring at the bloody mess that is Esme's body. She pants heavily, but all the deep breaths she's taking don't deliver any useful air to her lungs. All she manages to accomplish is produce a rapid, whooshing noise from her throat like a set of bellows. Having trouble breathing. Marielle can't respond since she's too busy hyperventilating on the ground. Meanwhile, Florence kneels down in front of Marielle like a kindergarten teacher, teaching Marielle how to breathe properly with a smile and exaggerated motions. Oh my, aren't you so... You can't be so hasty. Come, follow me now. Open your mouth and breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. What a good girl you are. Florence smiles condescendingly and pats her head. Hang on, this is not proper procedure for dealing with hyperventilation. Seeing as Florence is a medical doll, she should clearly know better. What she's doing now is nothing more than a form of sadistic mockery. Naturally, it does not help Marielle at all. She dry heaves, then begins feeling her body up and down, checking all her pockets. However, she still does not find what she's looking for. What you're looking for is in there. Florence smiles evilly and tussles Marielle's hair. What on earth is she looking for? Unable to speak, Marielle gets up and runs off toward the Ferris wheel. Whatever. Once I'm boarded, I'll find out what she's after. With that thought in mind, I head over to the Ferris wheel, too. Oh my, I forgot to mention something. There are scary illusions inside those cabins which might make you go crazy. You might not have a good time if you don't find that. Once again, I am filled with a sense of foreboding. I look at the cabins, which greatly outnumber the guests, and decide to ask what's on my mind. And each cabin has what Marielle needs. Is that right? Well, that might need a little luck, Commander. An inconclusive answer. This is a special stage. I hope you have fun. Florence pats my shoulder, encouraging me like before, but when I look behind her at Esme's corpse, which she was using without a care in the world, a chill runs down my spine. What is going on here? I am beyond confused. I'm bamboozled, baffled, bewildered. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know. Now then, congratulations to all our players for successfully completing the whirling mid-air maze stage. Oh. Okay, so we didn't get to see what happened this round. I've become a little numb to mechanically repeated congratulations speech. Rather, I'm more concerned about the number of guests left over after this round. 10. But no matter how many times I count them, I can only find 10 guests remaining. This is one less before than when the round started. Thanks for the follow, Each117. Welcome in. Thank you. We're playing some Girls Frontline 2. I'm doing the voice acting. If you've never seen this game before, it's quite interesting. Usually the stories are very, very good and well designed. This time it's like everyone's on crack. It's something. But welcome in. I do. I will look. I will look at our messages, assuming you are the Icho from the comms, the commission I'm making. I will. I will look at the comms after this. I'll do that. Well, super cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, this is not what the game's usually like. I swear. Uh. We just happen to wake up, have amnesia, kind of forget everything, and then someone that we vaguely remember from our past is Yandere and is like a killer or something. I don't know what I don't know how this relates into the story. Kind of just drop you in there and we're like, have fun. But hey, if you kind of like, how's the game going? I don't know if you've been hearing me talk for the past like minute, Olympus. Like I don't know if you just joined this, but like it's weird so far. It's weird. It's weird. Olympus, where did you leave? Where did you leave? My Twitch keeps crashing. All good, don't worry. Where did you leave? I want to explain it to you so I have someone who understands it. Did you watch just the first stage? Do you remember the last thing that happened, rather? Because I'd like to explain it. I just forgot where you left. I don't really know where you left. I'm guessing Olympus's Twitch crashed. Marielli. I look up at the Ferris wheel. One cabin is tightly shut, and a feeling of dread rises up in my heart. Pauline seems to be thinking the same thing as me, and we both head towards the Ferris wheel. And now the much-anticipated award time. Where are you two going? Yeah, I think you just got off the ride. That's when you left? Like, got off which ride? The first one? The one where the person died? That was the first one. Just double checking the first. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what happened then is we learn that like we're kind of getting like Florence basically very flirtatiously shoves a pill down our throat, and we kind of see the whole amusement park in ruins, like it flashes before our eyes like a memory or something like that. And then we go to the second ride, which is a haunted house. Inside the haunted house, there are a bunch of illusions of of people we know that are ghosts, and you had to kill the versions that are ghosts. And Marielli, she shoots, sorry, I'm blanking on her name. She shoots the other person. She shoots the other person thinking they are ghosts, and so they died. And then we go into the Ferris wheel, and then we didn't actually see what happened inside of it. It kind of just skipped past it. But something similar happened now. Marielli is supposedly dead. However, oh, nope, there you go. However, she's hanging upside down in an unnatural way, trussed up by the rope that was meant to ensure her safety. The interior of the cabin's a mess. It seems she spent a long time searching it. Her body is covered in some unidentifiable goop, but before I can try and deduce its nature, I'm hit by its complex odor. Oh my, I do apologize for this. I'll clean it up later. But it's time to collect your reward, so run along now, otherwise there might be trouble. After seeing our reaction, Florence goes to urge the other guests to claim their rewards, then hurries over to us. What's this? Might give the game a try tomorrow? Okay. Olympus, I want to give you a fair warning. The story is usually really, really, really good. This time it's just a crackhead story. I don't know what's going on. Squeeze an object in my hand. It's a pink capsule that I found in my cabin seat. After considering that this might be what Mariella was looking for, I didn't use it and kept it aside. Perhaps Mariella was just unlucky and didn't manage to find the drug. Anything could happen when you have to face an enemy in a mentally unbalanced state. I saw it all. Pauline suddenly speaks up, her eyes fixed on Mariella. There was no medicine inside her cabin and the door was locked. She kept throwing up even as she was searching, trying desperately to survive, until the clown showed up. As she says this, said clowns turn up behind Florence once again. Don't worry about such trivial things. Cheer up a little. You cleared the stage, didn't you? Isn't the reward the most important thing? Once you claim your reward, you'll forget all about these revolting things. Florence produces a pair of party poppers out of nowhere and places them in my and Pauline's hands. The other clowns hand out poppers to the rest of the guests. Meanwhile, she has a party popper of her own. Bang! Florence sets hers off in front of us. The confetti flutters down, carried by the wind, completely out of place amidst the silence between myself and Pauline. I understand. Pauline hesitates for several seconds, then looks at Mariella one last time before turning and leaving. Next up, a lovey-dovey world for two. I'm guessing she's rigging it, so we win. Commander, I promise you'll be thoroughly satisfied with this reward. Florence takes out her syringe filled with pink liquid of unknown origin and effects. Are you going to jab me this time? Unlike the capsules from the previous two stages, Florence lightly depresses the syringe plunger, then moves up to palpate my neck. However, after the events that just transpired, and perhaps because I can pick up a hint of madness in Florence's personality, I find myself repelled by her. Oh, I wonder why. Huh? Florence is also taken aback by what she sees. Taken aback when she sees that I'm pushing her away. What's wrong, Commander? Weren't you having fun earlier? It's true that Florence hasn't done me any harm. However, the terrible fates that befell Esme and Mariella play out in my mind again. Commander? Florence seems to sense what I'm thinking because she steps forward and presses herself against me. Don't you trust me? She looks up, tracing a circle on my chest like she's teasing me or perhaps flirting with me. Perhaps in the past I might have simply written this off as one of her typical pranks, but now it all seems off. However, any moment of hesitation is enough for her to plunge her syringe's needle into me. What is this? Soon the strength has fled my body. Florence pushes lightly and I collapse to the ground. Oh my, I'm sorry, Commander, but you seem so insistent on struggling. I found it hard to resist the urge to do something new. What are you going to do? Florence smiles smugly and then straddles my body. Then she feels around and retrieves the pink capsule I hid. I'm going to give the hard-working Commander his well-deserved reward, of course, and a little extra. Please enjoy. Give it back. Honestly, this could be considered cheating, you know? The fact that I haven't punished you is being quite lenient already. We mustn't be greedy. Also, medicine shouldn't be casually taken. See, you're starting to spout nonsense now. But I haven't eaten a thing besides what you gave me. Much as I'd like to say that, I am currently too weak to say anything at all. And now, allow me to give you some treatment. Her smiling face blurs in my vision, but Florence's voice still echoes in my ears until I plunge into the abyss. Oh no, I've been drugged. Again. Oh no, I've been drugged. I want to just compare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Hey. A familiar voice speaks into the girl's ear in the darkness. She opens her eyes and sees the medical doll in her devilish smile. Naturally, she's holding her usual medical cart with various syringes laid out on it, as well as many unique concoctions which the girl cannot name at the moment. Did I wake you? It's injection time. It's alright. Not like I was actually sleeping anyway. You weren't sleeping. Florence suddenly becomes more alert. I just didn't want to. Why do you have all these syringes here anyway? All these jabs. It's not like they're going to do any good, are they? The girl frowns and looks down, tugging at the hem of her gown. At a glance, what lies beneath are a pair of perfectly ordinary and pretty girl legs, but on closer inspection, observer will realize that her body's been forced into an illusion of normalcy. Nobody besides her head physician, Florence, knows exactly what kind of hideously deformed body lurks under her tight bindings. She glances at the motorized wheelchair beside her. The object is practically a second pair of legs. Her innate deformities and frail constitution have left her unable to use prosthetic limbs. The various devices attached to the wheelchair have practically turned it into an extension of herself. It's all a waste for me to still be alive. She knows it's wrong to think that, but she can't help thinking it anyways. The less said about being treated or cured, the better. She knows she doesn't deserve such a good ending. After all, she isn't an amazing person or anything. What should I do? Alright. If the treatment succeeds, I'll give you a reward. How about that? A reward? Upon hearing this, the girl's eyes light up again. Really? Wow. I can't wait. Your last reward left me excited for an entire day. I wonder what kind of reward it'll be. I'm sure it'll be really exciting coming from you, right, Florence? Drugs. The gloominess on the girl's face has vanished. She hums a nameless song, eagerly awaiting Florence's pre-injection examination. However, Florence's eyes turn ice cold in an instant. So, what was this you were doing when you weren't sleeping? Florence jabs the mug by the girl's bedside table and splashes it on the ground. Its former contents were deep-colored fruit juice that radiated an alluring aroma. What the heck? I was going to drink that! Eutis content exceeds the maximum safe dose by 223.8%. Daring today, aren't we? Florence lightly licks her finger to acquire a sample of the liquid and then shows the scan results to the girl. Guess that counts as praise coming from you. I told you, you can't keep taking Eutis if you want to get better. I know that. She's clearly aware that taking Eutis is like trying to quench her thirst with poisoned wine. But for her, working hard to live on is little more than enduring pain today to suffer more tomorrow. Rather than live on like that, perhaps just trying to find pleasure in each day that passes might be a more realistic option. I just want to experience fun things every day, and this is one of them. You mean I can't even do that? Say, Florence, you know everyone's taking this stuff, right? It's not like this is a safe zone or anything. It's perfectly normal here. I spent 20 years in pain and boredom, so you can't blame me for doing this, right? The girl's hands reflexively tighten around her knees, and she gazes ardently into Florence's eyes. I don't belong in this world. For people like us, simply being conscious is the greatest suffering of all. Florence does not reply. Instead, she puts away her syringes and medical apparatus. It seems this treatment session will not be carried out. When you fool your senses with narcotics, you're not sensing the real world. Only an illusion. Only an illusion? If life is an illusion, then I am no less an illusion, and being thus the illusion is real to me. Why do I have to be fully conscious of everything? I'm happier, more comfortable like this. I just want to feel better. I'm human, you know. I'm not a doll or an eyelid. It hurts to live like this, and it's hard trying to live more comfortably. In the first place, humans can't ever perceive the real world. All we perceive are what our senses tell us. What difference is there between the excitement and joy that I see in my illusions and what you can perceive? You see, I can enjoy living like this now. Driven by the intense emotions which fill her, the girl tries to rise, but even getting up is difficult when her lower body is paralyzed. However, the drugs she's taken have inured her to pain and weakness, replaced by a constant feed of dopamine. Did you know, Florence, this is the real miracle. My pain has all been converted to pleasure. The girl's body trembles and she gulps down the drool that's been constantly building up. While I don't want to say this again, this is due to cognitive impairment brought about by your severe brain damage. Meanwhile, Florence seems to have grown used to all this and chuckles nonchalantly. Excessive emotional outbursts aren't good for you. I hope this drug has not completely fried your brain yet and made you forget how you left Mongi security. Saying so, Florence pushes the medical cart away and prepares to leave the ward. Wait, Florence! The girl grabs Florence's sleeves. You aren't going to punish me? Even if you don't reward me, as long as there's punishment. The girl's face is flushed and pink, and there's no way to tell what she's thinking. Your body can't bear the injections now, otherwise you'll suffer great pain. So much that you might wish you were dead, you know? Or you might just die on the spot. However, this only seems to excite the girl more. She pants heavily and her breathing grows chaotic. Really? No, I'm curious. I want to know just kind of what pain that would be. Even if I died, how would it be any worse than how I'm living now? Perhaps what you call pain might end up being pleasure for me. Florence looks at the girl and then she laughs as though she's suddenly amused by her. In that case, why don't you tell me what the world you're seeing now is like? After hearing that, the girl looks out the window. Her eyes sparkle, and for a moment, Florence thinks she can see something in her eyes. An amusement park. A happy, lively, heavenly place. There you can be happy no matter what you seek. The girl grabs Florence's hand and pulls her over. Their eyes meet. Hers are wide and unblinking, fully exposed to Florence. Can you see it? A dreamscape filled with cries of joy. A kaleidoscopic fantasy. One that makes my heart race and fills me with nonstop pleasure. One that makes me feel like I'm still alive. For a moment, Florence can hear the laughs and music from the park, but soon the girl's hurried panting drowns those sounds out. Can a person's fantasies really influence others? I guess that's so bold that even Florence finds it hard to believe begins welling up in her neural cloud. She can clearly feel her clock speed rising, the circulatory fluid's flow rate going up. She's getting excited too, even if she didn't intend to be. In the end, Florence breaks away from the girl and turns away, leaving the ward. On her way out, she notices an amusement park stamp book on the girl's bedside table. It's old, but it's been very well preserved. So why are we here? No, flashbang. Hey. The light is too dazzling for my drowsy brain. It awakens me, but also intensifies the pain in my head. You're awake at last. I open my eyes and see Florence before me, looking at me with a concerned expression on her face. This scene feels very familiar. Unfortunately, I have a splitting headache, and I still remember what she did just now, so I can't bring myself to be as close to her as I was just now. The procedure was very successful, but complete recovery will take time. Procedure? Like what? A surgical procedure? There's a scalpel on the table beside the slab, along with a slew of medical devices whose purpose completely elude me. I have a pretty good idea of what Florence did while I was unconscious. I try moving my body, and fortunately everything seems to be working fine. What did you do to me? What else could I do? I'm a medical doll. All I do is provide treatment. Also, I made sure to hold myself back even when looking at your sleeping face, Commander. Or are you saying you wanted me to do something to you? The headache flares. No. Speaking of which, what exactly did I need treatment for anyway? It's true that she's been giving me plenty of treatment since I came here. First it was feeding me medication, then jabbing me, and now it's full-on surgery. She's even treating it like some kind of reward. It was to fix your brain problems, of course. At the very least, I had to make you remember me. She laughs and draws closer to me, radiating goodwill. For a moment, I'm brought back to when I first met her, and all the cruel things she did seem utterly unrelated to her. Well, did you have a dream? Sort of. I rub my temples, and the piercing pain banishes the fog in my brain for a while, allowing me to instantly recall what I saw in my dream. Saw a rundown amusement park, and that stamp book. This stamp book, the one I'm holding now, was all tattered and filthy. Oh, then did you dream of me, Commander? You were moaning my name the whole time. Moaning your... You're making that up, aren't you? I think back to what I saw. That vision was incomparably real and complete compared to all the previous times, but soon the brain fog rolls back in, and try as I might, I just can't recall the memory in its entirety. So are we now... Are we in the carnival place, or are we out of it? Oh, I was just asking. After all, I would feel terribly alone if only I remembered you while you didn't remember me. I look around. There are medical devices everywhere in the room, but rather than a clinic, all these mysterious chemicals and experimental equipment lining the walls makes it look more like a lab. Meanwhile, the area, cordoned off by several sheets of white cloth on the other side of the room, ought to be a makeshift recovery ward. I can vaguely make out the shapes of patient beds there. What are you looking at? I don't know if she's worried that I found something, but Florence suddenly thrusts her face into mine and blocks my line of sight. Where is this place? I decide not to ask about the cordoned area directly and inquire about something else instead. This doesn't look like in the amusement park, and there are no other guests here. It's the manager's private clinic, of course, so we're still in the dream. Of course, one of those so-called employees only no visitors allowed areas. Oh, so is your room. Yup, so if there's anything you want to do with me here, this is the perfect place to do it, you know? A perfect place? Absolutely nobody's going to find us here. She fixes me with an earnest gaze like she's trying to send some kind of message. What could she possibly be getting at? Dense. I'll pass. When does the next round start? After thinking briefly, I decide to head to the next attraction instead. I need to learn more through playing the game, so hanging around here won't help. Won't you stay a little longer? It's been so long since we shared a lovey-dovey world for two. You're in such a hurry to leave right after completing your surgery. Take care of your body, okay? Definitely not. Looks like you're more anxious than me. A massive steel structure looms silently before us. Its metal rails flow smoothly and aesthetically, incorporating steep drops, hard turns, and dizzying spirals, and even a 90-degree direct downward descent. It gleams with a metallic sheen in the sunlight, resembling nothing so much as a tangle of barbed wire. Even the launch mechanism is designed to look like some vast, ferocious beast with its distinct and sharp angles. It's not hard to imagine what kind of sound its engine would make. Ta-da! Commander, look! This is our most exciting attraction, the Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. Granted, it looks quite impressive, but at the end it's just a roller coaster. Yeah, and at the end it looks the same as the Heartbeat Accelerator 9000 that we rode for the first event. Haven't we been on this one before? I wave my stamp book at Florence. Wouldn't it be best to move on to another attraction, clear all the stages quickly, and claim the grand prize ASAP? Huh? What are you talking about? We haven't gone on this one yet. You mustn't clear all the stages out of order, you know. Florence looks at me in surprise, like I just said something strange. What do you mean, haven't gone on this one yet? Do you really think adding a +1 to the number makes it a brand new ride? I look around, trying to see if anyone else with me agrees. Quite the opposite, in fact. All the guests here look at me like I grew a second head. What's this guy talking about? We only just arrived at the park, didn't we? Ask me. How many times have we gone on this ride now? This ought to be our first time, right? What are you talking about? We only just came here. No, this definitely isn't our first time. What's going on? I mean, surely it's no big deal if she's already ridden the roller coaster before, right? Upon seeing the confused look on my face, Florence approaches and speaks quietly to soothe me, but it does nothing to relieve my unease. I mean, surely it's no big deal if she's already ridden the roller coaster before, right? If you enjoyed the ride, then going on it several more times surely wouldn't be an issue. So when it like tints orange, we're looking into the past. Don't you usually go on it with me several times, Commander? Florence smiles as warm as ever, but right now it seems utterly alien. She's saying what I said. She clearly remembers what's going on, but she's pretending that this is our first time on this ride. What's Florence's game here? Now then, take your seat. Hurry. Guests present don't seem to have realized they've gone on the ride already. They excitedly board the roller coaster like it's their first time. Dubious, I follow suit. Now then, your seat is right here. Even my seat is the exact same as before. I look around, and the others are in practically the same seats as the first time around. Meanwhile, the seats of the people who have vanished are naturally empty. Suddenly, my thoughts are interrupted by an abrupt glare. Pauline is looking at me. Oh, Commander, what a coincidence. There just so happens to be an empty seat beside you. Sorry, Florence. As Florence prepares to sit down before me, like before I get up right before it, she takes her seat and walks over to the woman looking at me as Florence watches in shock. Not going to sit beside Miss Manager. We don't have much time, so I'll skip that for now. I look at Florence, who is also looking at me. I can't tell what she's thinking about from her gaze. I thought she dragged you off for punishment. I didn't expect to see you again. Pauline's word confirmed my guess. Let's get to the point. I don't do pleasantries. We take our seats and do up our safety belts. I deliberately avoid Florence's gaze. I've finished this ride once before, but the others seem to have forgotten about this. Is that all? What else should there be? Mia found out about this too, and things didn't end well for her. Looks like you know more than I do. You even remember what happened to Mia. However, Mia went crazy after hearing too much and self-destructed. This is clearly not the cause for Pauline. Why are you fine? Are you that eager for me to die? I mean, I just want to soak up some experience for protecting myself. Pauline suddenly smiles, her gaze drifting to the top of the roller coaster in the distance. Don't worry too much. I've been on this roller coaster about a dozen times, and I'm still sitting here perfectly fine. A dozen times? So she didn't die, but she didn't get the full clear prize, and she hasn't left the park all this time? Well, I don't know the exact number, but I don't remember anything from more than a dozen loops ago. So, though she can sense my confusion because she speaks in a cool, calm manner, like she's talking about the weather. Go on. And one day, during a certain reward time, I began to recall what happened before I came to this park. I slowly realized what was going on. I'm not the only one. Many people have begun waking up too. What? So does the medicine really fix the brain? After suspecting Florence for so long, I'm suddenly at a loss for words. Was she really just giving us medical care, and is this looping amusement park just a psychiatric ward for treating mental patients? Then why is it that everyone, myself included, has fuzzy memories? And that was the real night when the real nightmare started. Pauline seems to have anticipated my reply because she continues. We began going on the rides in order to chase these brief moments of lucidity, and as a result, we began actively playing the game. That was when the stakes for the attractions began going up, when lives began to be lost. Do you not want to leave? Pauline shakes her head. It's not that we don't want to, but we can't. Haven't you realized it yet? There's no way out. What's really strange is that the exit seems to have vanished after you came here. I can kind of guess how she did it, probably another form of drug. As you can see, the manager is very good at this sort of thing. The drugs damaged our brains, making us so we see something that's not really there, and keeping us from finding the way back. When you refuse to play, you won't get your reward. Then your memories become hazy, which makes it even harder to find your way back, or even to remember why you need to escape in the first place. But even after playing for so long, I've never been able to truly find a way out of here. That's the other reason why we can't escape. The reward is like a drug, which eases Pauline and the other symptoms, but it also makes them dependent on this place. Florence's drugs, syringes, and that procedure of hers comes to mind again. Is this why you're remaining here after learning all this information? Not entirely. I know how this park works, but I also know that I deserve to be here for what I've done. Pauline mutters quietly, then smiles again. Is it related to your job? If I'm not wrong, you're all truckers from Mongi Security. I can't say. Still clinging to your NDA at a time like this. Well, just think of me as a resident here. Once I've turned the unusual into my new normal, that means I've been completely tamed. Hydrate, chat. All I can tell you is that the clear prize or whatnot is a lie. The moment you come here and the main gate vanishes behind you, you will never be able to leave. As for that manager, I should have realized it earlier. She's the one controlling the poison and the medicine both. She's just using them to make us dance in the palm of her hand. There's no way we could leave, and no way she'd ever cure us. If you don't believe me, check that stamp book you're holding. I take out the book and the wind riffles its pages, flipping page after page, but the contents are all indistinct. I can't see the right names or requirements for collecting stamps, and most importantly, there's no end to the pages. They just keep flipping and flipping endlessly. What's going on here? Just like how the main gate vanished at the start, I would have sworn I was seeing things if I hadn't been certain that my mind was clear. Or perhaps that was an illusion. But in that case, there was a line between reality and illusion in this place. So if all this is a lie, then why are we trapped here? There's no point to all this. Who knows? Perhaps it's just because it's fun. I look at where Pauline is looking. Florence is smiling sadistically as she starts the roller coaster up. Why are you telling me this? Even the most exciting game becomes boring after it turns into a routine. I'm just tired. In the next moment, we are plunged into the pitch-black tunnel. I hear the same sounds of flesh tearing like before, and the air once again turns damp and sickly sweet. Drip, 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 drip. The wind is still howling, but I can hear the droplets of liquid splashing on the ground. Pauline! All I can see now is a shredded, severed limb, but I can tell who it belongs to. Even after being ripped to pieces, Pauline didn't scream, didn't even make a sound. Commander, maybe you should take care of yourself before worrying about her. Florence has moved up to me without me noticing a cheerful smile on her face. Behind her, the gore-soaked costume clowns are capering around and playing with brightly colored balloons. You don't have to worry about that. Is she a villain or what? Like, what is going on here? Like, they have baffled even me with this. Yes, how to make any story confusing. Drugs. Woo! Woo! No. They're always so sneaky. Now then, congratulations to our players for completing a course of the Heartbeat Accelerator 9001. As the people around me celebrate their survival, I walk directly up to Florence. We need to talk. Oh, so eager, Commander. But unfortunately, there are no special prizes this time around. There's nothing else I can do. In contrast to her usual antics, Florence turns and makes to leave. Dropping the act now, I open up the stamp book and throw it in front of her. How many more secrets does this amusement park hold? I take a big step forward past Florence and block her path. Going on rides over and over again, losing our memories, never getting a clear prize. This endless game is nothing but a scam. And people have died for your lame scam. Forceful, aren't you, Commander? That just excites me even more. Answer my question. However, the world fades into a blur before my eyes. Oh, what a shame. I haven't gotten this hot and bothered in a while, but you folded so quickly. What did you do? This is just because you were too hasty, no? After all, you did just undergo a medical procedure and haven't finished recovering yet. You shouldn't have gone on such an exciting ride in your current state. Florence reaches a hand out and waves it in front of me. See? You can't see anything anymore. Is that so? My vision steadily returns, but by the time it resolves into clarity, the scene before me is completely different. Just like the illusion from before, I'm seeing that ruined amusement park again. This time, however, every detail is rendered in incredible clarity to the point where it doesn't even seem like an illusion at all. That's right. This is the place. I remember everything now. So it really is an amusement park. Are those people in the black current all hidden here? Dear Commander, guess who I am? This way of speaking, don't tell me it's... Who let this junk mail pass through the filters again? Wait, don't delete this so soon, Commander. This time it's really important. It's different from all the previous commissions. A shipment of goods from Mongi Security went missing along with personnel accompanying it. So now we're getting the backstory, okay. Can't they handle it by themselves? Since when did they need a bounty hunter like me to wipe their asses? I'm not interested in dirtying my hands with their affairs. You're probably about to say no, but hold on, leaving aside the payment. I promise that finding them before Mongi Security does only upsides for you. Oh? I have to admit this is quite appealing, and if I'm not wrong, this shipment probably contains something of great interest. I've already sent the locations and important files over. Oh yes, this mission is a little special, so don't bring your dolls along. After all, we haven't seen each other in a while. So let's keep this nice and intimate, shall we? In any case, I'll definitely take responsibility and keep you safe, Commander. Plus, the payment is, you know. Of course, and the most important thing is the extra bonus payment, namely, my... What kind of scheme did she get me caught up in? Well, I know exactly who made this commission. It still looks like some kind of new scam. Unable to bear it any longer, I immediately closed the email. The rest of it is probably some meaningless drivel. Then I opened the attachment to see what the files the client sent. Oh, I wonder what she said. What she said after that. It's my body, probably. In addition to the coordinates of my destination is a photograph. Huh. So it really is an amusement park. Are those people in the black current all hidden here? Interesting. Rustle. Rustle, rustle. It's the sound of footsteps, or to be precise, the sound of 10 odd people walking together through this deserted wasteland. Clearly they've been here for far too long. Their clothes are in tattered rags, and their frames are emaciated, their eyes sunken and hollow, and their rags stained in blood. Some of their wounds have scrabbled over, others are oozing pus, and there's even one who can't walk their wheelchair, squeaking as they roll along. This so-called amusement park is nothing more than a set of long abandoned ruins. It's only barely recognizable as having once been an amusement park. While it's hard to recognize them, there's no doubt that these sleepwalkers amidst the ruins are visitors to the amusement park. Like ghosts, they have forgotten their past and are forever trapped here. I found it at last. Dear guests, thank you for waiting, and now our next attraction, Sweet Startling Night. Florence's infectious, enthusiastic voice spreads through the air, and the aimless wanderers look like they've received some kind of command, because they all slowly gather in the building behind Florence. It's a building that is neither scary nor filled with the park spirit. All it has are discolored walls and a metal plaque above its entrance that looks like it's going to fall off at any moment. Meanwhile, Florence is happily explaining the building while these guests who are prepared to enter it eagerly play with the park's attractions. Over and over again, the ride never ends. Now then, since time is tight, let's hurry up and add... I'm out. Countless vacant eyes turn at me, just as they did to Mia when she tried to stop the other guests from boarding the roller coaster. Meanwhile, these guests have come to a halt as well. I can hear them whispering to each other. Well, there's nothing for it. You do realize that even if it's you, you'll have to be punished for interfering with the games, right, Commander? As Florence says, she gives me a meaningful look. I believe I can understand what she's trying to tell me. Keep talking. You know, I just thought of something very interesting all of a sudden. When you're walking on the street and see many people looking at the sky, what would you do? Look up and see what's in the sky. Even if there's nothing there, there's a subconscious peer pressure effort generated by this collective behavior that will make you think that something is there. At moments like this, adding in a tiny little variable can fool your brain into thinking that there actually is something in the sky, even making you believe fervently in some non-existent miracle. Well, that's quite interesting. As a medical doll, you should understand this phenomenon better than an amateur like me, right? I believe it's called a collective hallucination. Yeah, those things are dangerous, chat. If you've actually seen that actually take effect, they can be dangerous. Hallucination? What does that mean? It means the entire amusement park is nothing but a man-made hallucination. To others, you probably just appear like a bunch of lunatics riding in a rust bucket amidst trembled ruins. Alright, up until just now I was part of these lunatics, but fortunately nobody came. So we're all seeing the same thing? Even communicating with each other without any impediment? Is that even possible? What do you think, Miss Medical Doll? Who knows, but perhaps I could be used to it. Or I could do it. Have some faith in yourself. You already did. The critical variable in pulling off a collective hallucination might be anxiety and stress, or the rate of spread achievable in a closed area. You, on the other hand, probably used something that was quicker and more convenient. Drugs. This is the poison that you control. Phew, phew, phew. It feels like you're putting me on trial. How exciting. You should know about Eudes better than me. I just knew you were familiar with that drug too, but unfortunately not even I could get that much Eudes. After all, I'm just a frail and weak medical doll, and I definitely wouldn't be able to kidnap all these people. You probably couldn't get Eudes directly, but for something else it might be possible. If Niketa's intel is correct. Mongi Security was escorting a shipment of special cargo codenamed Black Current. They have completely different names. What's the connection between them? Most of the Black Current shipment was just ordinary canned goods. But according to the intel I received, a large portion of the cargo loads Mongi Security were transporting in the contamination zones contained the contraband drug Eudes. I remember, chat! This all has to do with the previous event. The previous event, Niketa tipped us off about people smuggling drugs. What is that name? Black Current Transport. Due to the effect of the drugs and their hallucinations, the guests don't quite seem to understand the meaning of those words, but their unconscious responses make the terms feel familiar to them. I didn't expect the AMC to have so many lines, yeah. They're not most of these events aren't voiced. Sadly. But yeah, he has lots of lines. And as it turns out, every single guest here besides you and me just so happens to be Mongi Security Transport personnel. But why is she here drugging? Why did she drug everyone? Well, that's the question. One could say that it was them who brought a full load of Black Current all the way out here to supply both the guards and Eudes for you. And it was you who hijacked their truck right here and used their contraband they were transporting to engineer a collective hallucination, forcing them to go through one game after another. So the events she was forcing them to roleplay and relive in that haunted house might have been the lead up to the truck hijacked. That's strange. Why are we here? You idiot, where did you get your license? I've already seen this. This is the hijack. That's what we saw in the haunted house. No wonder they were scared. After all, moving a Black Current shipment of that scale was not an ordinary assignment. In addition, they were already panicking from messing up the assignment. Combined with a large dose of Eudes you gave them, it's no wonder they became putty in your hands. Even if you're correct about your observations, that's nothing but a sensible-sounding supposition, Commander. Perhaps it was the Mongi Security people dipping into their own product after learning how valuable the shipment was, but then they ended up stuck here in a hell of their own making. But it would have worn off. In other words, all this was nothing more than the result of their own greed, which coincidentally happened to turn into the collective hallucination you were talking about. That sounds like quite a miracle, don't you think? What you say makes sense too, and losing the shipment might be nothing more than wordplay to evade responsibility for their actions. But that's just how lies are. To deceive others, one must first deceive themselves. Also, the symptoms of these people don't look like those of Eudes users, even if they are very close. Apart from the hallucinations and severe cognitive impairment, there are also signs of memory loss, poor awareness in time and location, visual and auditory impairment, and other major symptoms. All of these are very rare in Eudes-related reports. Among all of them, you are the only one with the ability to improve on Eudes. Also, you aren't beholden to Mongi Security. You possess pharmaceutical skills, and you even served as the park manager to keep up the hallucination. Me? Commander, you seem to have forgotten something. I have no reason to do all of this. Florence suddenly laughs, and there's a hint of excitement in her eyes. Exasperation fills my heart. It seems she's completely lost in her role. Or rather, that's what makes me even more certain that it's you. After all, only you would do this sort of thing, right? Orchestrating all this simply and purely because it was fun. in the search of a thrill. Of course, seeking thrills is my core directive, but I'm not that bad, am I? Well, everything she says is designed to avoid accountability for her actions. Her expressions and movements are getting bolder and bolder, to the point where I suspect she's trying to provoke me. It's hard to say. Florence loves excitement and thrills, but that's not the main problem now. In order to deal with this incident, I need to start by dealing with her. All you need to know is that I and everyone here will no longer be playing this game with you. Florence glances at the blank-eyed visitors. She then gestures grandly and several robots move up to surround us. Is that so? What a shame. But I can't let the game end yet. You and the others will need to keep us company for a while. So is she just the villain? I didn't expect them to make a playable doll of the villain. Let me make things a bit more Let me make things a bit more exciting. Zooms in on her ass. It's time for your correction, Florence. Correction by napalm grenade. Some would call it an incendiary grenade, but I think napalm grenade sounds funnier. Cooler, I should say. Not funnier. Board, go. Okay. My wife, go. Okay, go. Yippee! I've lost. Florence slumps to the ground, her body contorted from the excessively difficult pose she's trying to take. She lifts her head in excitement, her cheeks flush a suspicious red. Congratulations on completing Thriller Wonderland, Commander. Playtime at the pretend park's over. You can stop talking like that now. Oh, don't be so hasty, Commander. Why not finish the punishment round before claiming your grand prize? However, this time I'm the one who'll be getting punished. Pause. The robots silently approach me, offering mysterious devices and syringes loaded with liquids in various colors for me to choose from. What are these? I randomly pick up a syringe. Oh, I can't believe you picked that one. Your boldness is so surprising. Still, it's also very exciting. I immediately put the syringe back down. I pick up the stamp book. Outside the hallucination, it's nothing more than a tattered stamp book with distinctively retro feel to it. Clearly, it came from the same era as this abandoned amusement park. There's a brand new stamp on the final page, as though to remind me that everything is over. Intriguing. So we caught the shipment of drugs, but not in the way we thought. Is she getting... No way she joins the... No, she joins the Elmo. Let's all be real. So what kind of prize do you want after completing the game? Florence still seems to be immersed in her park manager role, which comes off as a little bizarre. Maybe she's off maybe she's off a bit of the zaw as well. I hand the stamp book over to her. I want you and all the people who died in the hallucination. Florence furrows her brow. She seems to be thinking. After all, this is a grand prize. Unfortunately, you can only pick one of them. You may have beaten me, but their respective hallucinations are still going on. Even if they realize it's a hallucination, they'll soon forget about it. In their eyes, the world is still a dreamlike amusement park of fantasies. There's a fine line between poison and medicine. After hearing what Pauline said, I'm wondering exactly which part of you provided was poison and which part was medicine. And my guess is that she hasn't dosed them with the improved Eutis for a long time now. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many guests going crazy. My recovery, that was probably because of Florence's somewhat theatrical treatment. It wasn't just me. Pauline, Esme, Mirelia, and the others, everyone who claimed a reward, regained some of their clarity. If all she wanted was to trap them here forever, then tending to their bodies and minds would be important, but she'd also have to top up the improvised Eutis. But the truth is, everyone would have steadily learned the truth during the games, even a case like Pauline's. What's happening now is not normal. And besides, thanks to you, my head is fully clear now, and I remember exactly what kind of person you are. You were the one who treated me, right? I watched Florence's reaction as I questioned her. Treated you? The reward was just to top off your dose of improved Eutis. Still, there are always those who recover quickly. She's clearly lying. The improved Eutis acted as a poison, but after receiving their rewards, the guests' minds become clearer, as if though they had taken the medicine. Maybe she just framed it like this, and she's only been giving them the treatment, and the poison has been slowly decaying. But if she is really the owner of this park and the architect of this entire scenario, then why would she lie about this? Truth be told, she's done far too many things that weren't strictly necessary. I see. Looks like things are as I guessed. Florence is probably treating us in secret to avoid someone's eyes, and this person is probably the mastermind behind all this. Got it. Look around and count the number of people again. Oh, because the mastermind is still here. Before playing Sweet Startling Night, there were 12 guests apart from Florence and me. After that, Esme, Mireille, and Pauline received punishment, so there would only be 9 people left. But there's one more. Because no matter how many times I count the group, there are 10 people here now. Did any new players join us? I wouldn't have been able to stay with you if there had been, right? After all, I'd have to guide the new additions around. I nod. Florence has no reason to lie about this. In that case, the only explanation is the dead coming back to life. Where are the people who died in the game? You've already seen them, Commander, albeit through a veil. She must be talking about the makeshift clinic where Florence was performing surgery on me. She'd even blocked my line of sight back then. Are they alive? They're mentally scarred, but otherwise fine. However, their brains still think they're dead, even though it's just a hallucination, so they won't wake up for a long time. Which means they aren't really dead, is that right? Mia, Fleur, Esme, Mireille, and Pauline. After I find them, I see all 5 of them have received treatment from Florence, and they're slowly recovering from symptoms. I remember what Pauline said about people only starting to die on the rides after a certain point. Did anyone else die before this? Florence shakes her head. That narrows things down. I think I know who it is. Only one person could have done this. It's the person who wasn't there, but I don't know who that was, because I don't... Like, there was one additional person that we never saw. Like, I don't know, like, what do you mean? Oh, you're awake? What a surprise. It's treatment time again. Florence wheels out the usual paraphilia and stands by the side of the girl's bed. Do I really not wake up that often? Of course. Also, judging from your vital signs, it seems you didn't consume any Eutis today. Florence performs a routine examination of the girl and reads off her parameters. Must have been hard for you to resist the urge, right? As Florence prepares to administer the first of the treatments, the girl shakes her head in silence. Hard? Must be harder for you, isn't it, Florence? After all, you've been caring for me for so long, and yet my body remains like this. The less you think about that, the easier things will be for me. I can heal your body. In fact, I've cured a lot of exotic illnesses in the past. But there are exceptions to everything, aren't there? Rather than waste your time on someone beyond help like me, why not use your efforts on something else? You do realize I'm not doing this for free, right? I'm hardly a philanthropist. Are you talking about how I helped repair your frame? Well, aren't you a grateful doll? I did it because it was convenient and it fell within my field of specialty. You've been helping to care for my frame all this time, right? Then I might as well help you care for your body, too. And besides, I'm curious about diseases and symptoms I haven't seen before. And so, this human and doll, who would normally have nothing to do with each other, ended up coexisting briefly due to both of their specialties lining up. That's true. After Florence checks her syringe, she pumps the plunger to get the air bubbles out, flicks it to remove any stray droplets, and drives the sharp needle straight into the girl's skin. Florence, would you like to go with me? To an amusement park, I mean? This is the first time she's asked Florence this question, and it catches her off guard. Florence ponders what it can mean, whether for good or ill. The girl grabs Florence's hand mid-injection. You know I love amusement parks. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You know them better than I do. I can't live without you. Once you make a full recovery, I'll take you to one. You're lying. You're lying to me, aren't you? But it's alright. Even if you're always lying to me, I'll always welcome you to my park. Whoa, look at that face. Florence, I'll bring you to my amusement park soon. Something's wrong. Strange feeling suddenly rises up from the depths of Florence's neural cloud and spreads through the rest of her body. This should be an ordinary conversation, but in that instance, Florence finds that she's frozen solid. No, she's not frozen, or rather, she can't move. It's as though Florence is broken down, and no matter how hard she tries, that hand of hers is frozen halfway through depressing the plunger of her syringe. And it won't just be you. Many, many more people will come to my amusement park. Got it. Your amusement park? It isn't just her fingers either. It is then that Florence realizes that every single part of her has been forced to halt. She can't even speak normally. That's right, mine. My amusement park. What have you done to me? The girl ignores Florence's choppy speech, and her pretty face twists up. I'll guarantee this will be the most interesting and exciting amusement park in the world. Let's enjoy it together, shall we? Even though she's never actually been to an amusement park before, her delusions drive her to utter such crazy things. I guarantee you'll be satisfied with your experience. After all, we're the same, you and I. Isn't that right, Florence? With her visual module shut down, Florence's eyes have gone glassy and dull, like she's shut down. Oh my, pardon me. You may speak. I permit it. In contrast to her haughty tone, the girl struggles to bring out her computer from beside her. After plugging it into one of Florence's access ports, she begins entering commands. What did you do? Florence slowly resumes normal functioning. There are backdoors to everything, don't you know? Did you like the malicious code I wrote just for you? All your permissions and access now belong to me. Honestly, did you not even suspect me for a moment, even after I helped maintain you for so long? Are you saying you're looking forward to what I'm about to do? The girl gently pats Florence's cheek. Now then, the first thing you're gonna do for me is improve Eutis. That should be easy given your skills. Now, what should we call this new drug? How about euphoria? And then we can have a good long discussion about one of my favorite things, collective hallucinations. There'll be a shipment of product coming through here soon. This is our only chance. If you insist on carrying out such a bold plan, I can't guarantee success. You do realize that telling me the odds of failure only excites me more, right? And besides, it's not like you can refuse my commands either, can you? Of course, I don't mind you spicing up your obedience with a little backtalk. However, saying that isn't like you, is it? Do you really think things will go well for you if I die? Bang! The girl mimes an explosion, but Florence is unmoved and unafraid. Are you interested in these people or in their shipment? I wonder. The girl's fingers run over the surface of her portable terminal, and she can't help humming to herself as she sees those familiar faces. Both, perhaps. I know everyone's on this transport run. They're perfect as playmates. Oh, how exciting. The trap is set, and the targets will be stopping at the ramp. We have a 90-second window to act, Florence. I'll bait the enemy, so begin the operation. Interesting. Oh, Florence is here. Let's see her ult animation. She summons Byre. Byre. There we go. Kablooey.
指揮官訓練の成果ね
No. Oh, I should have gone over. No, I pressed end. Double blunder. The triple blunder.
あらあら両方容量は守ってねどうってことないわ 降参するなら今のうちよどうってことないわ
Interact. Here we go. Not exciting enough. It was close, but we did it in the end, Florence. And now everything is ready. The new drug, the park, and the first batch of guests. With these, Thriller Wonderland opens its doors. So how did she stay alive after that?
当然の結果だけどちょっと物足りないかな
There you go. We pass a rust-battled roller coaster. The seats are shaking, look like they could fall off at any moment. Seems like it's been abandoned for a long time. Sights like these are nothing unusual in the yellow zone. I look down and decide to start dealing with the girl in front of me. Is something wrong? The wind blows, causing the glass 4 bottles above her to collide gently like wind chimes. A look of panic crosses the face of the girl in the wheelchair, like she's been startled. The mysterious devices on her begin beeping alerts in response to her emotional fluctuations. Oh, come on, I'm not that scary, am I? At the very least, I'm practically a saint compared to what you've done here. What's that supposed to mean? What you said just now? What's that supposed to mean? So this is all hallucination? But I can still see the amusement park. I mean exactly what I said. You were the one who trapped all these people in this abandoned amusement park, right? Esme. Esme? Oh, so the one in the dream? She tilts her head. Apparently she does not remember that name. Apart from the others who noticed something was amiss, most people wouldn't even remember having ridden the attraction multiple times. In that respect, there is nothing wrong at all with her response. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. If we don't continue, everyone will... What happens if we go on? That's not going to happen, because I've caught the owner of the amusement park. Caught? Who? I approach Esme, then grab the handles of her wheelchair and gently push her. Hey, where are we going? Miss Manager! She calls for Florence, who follows us without hesitation. What's up, Sleepy? How's it going? The owner of the amusement parks is Esme, which is to say you. Am I correct? I don't know what you're talking about. Then let's start with what makes you suspicious, shall we? Among the 5 dead people, you were the last to enter. Esme, how many times have we gone on this ride now? This would be our first time here, right? Oh, because she was never administered the dose. Got it. So she slowly went insane while everyone was still insane but stable. So yeah, we've seen this. Everyone's been on this ride more than twice, but this was only your second time. That definitely happened to Miss Esme. In other words, not long after you joined, all the people who were starting to recover began dying on the rides one after another. Like Pauline said, this slaughter wasn't a risk that came prepared with a reward. Quite the opposite, in fact. It was a form of cruel revenge. You couldn't bear to see anyone recovering, so you decided to join the game in person and kill everyone that Florence managed to cure. But the others were suspicious too, right? Of course. But it was them, or if it was you, you'd probably have made your move sooner. Huh? But Miss Esme died too. And she was killed by Miss Mirielli. Why is it you? What are you doing here? Got in trouble already. Get away from the shipment. Okay, this is the scene. Because she was the real ghost in the haunted house. She should have never been on the monkey truck. Yet she was there, and she made the poor guests relive the event of the day they were kidnapped, over and over again. What does that mean? Oh, she didn't belong in that memory because she was not on the Mongi truck. That does make sense. Mirelli and Pauline both thought that she shouldn't have been there. Why do you think that is? There are too many reasons for that. Because she's not from Mongi? Maybe. That's not very likely. After the others regained their memory, every one of them began suspecting me, but none of them suspected Esme. The main reason why they suspected me was because we had no shared memories to prove my identity. That implies that Esme was present in their memories, which means she was definitely a Monkey security employee. However, she was not part of the transport detail. Why is that? Don't forget that during an emergency, having more people than you know around to help is a good thing. But Myrieli utterly loathed her to the point of saying how much she hated her. Now, this could just be a guess, but I'm thinking that part of it was because Esme was not part of the transport team, so she couldn't help them out. The other part, what really set her off, might have been because Esme was a serial Eudes thief. This isn't just a guess, it's an all-out fabrication, isn't it? She laughs in her mocking tone, and the mask she wears begins to crack. A fabrication. It's true that Esme wasn't part of the transport detail, but she did have another job. Yeah, you were a doll engineer. Mm-hmm. Esme glances at Florence in a panic and then looks incredulously at herself. Huh, you mean me? As a Mongi security doll engineer, she wouldn't need to accompany the transport detail. Even so, saying she's a thief is a bit too much. Well, maybe a doll engineer couldn't help them out. Maybe that was why Marielle hated her. Her? You're still not going to admit that you're Esme. At the very least, it seems you've realized that Esme is the mastermind behind all this. She's a yandere for herself. Florence is a yandere for us, I'm pretty sure. I continue pushing her wheelchair to one of the most common sights in the wasteland, a cliff. Yes! Blood on her hands, let's go. Next, I'm going to explain why you're the only one who could be Esme. Yes, this is great. I release my grip on the handles, causing Esme's wheelchair to roll straight forward. She exclaims in surprise, but no matter what she does, she can't control her body. Meanwhile, the edge of the cliff is drawing closer and closer. While mobility aids like this are not hard to operate, there are many better options for moving around than this. Her body might be so weak that it can't utilize more agile methods like prosthetic limbs. Wait, Miss Florence! Her voice turns a little hoarse for her screaming, and I reach out just in time to bring her wheelchair under control. By the time she comes to a halt, she is less than half a meter from the edge. Her face is flush red in panic, and her forehead is covered in beads of sweat. Torture! Let's go! I'm just kidding. This is interrogation tactics. Oh, wait, Commander. You're even more extreme than I am. Yeah, it is a strategy in interrogation to show people how quickly their life could just blink, disappear. Makes people talk. From what I can see, after discontinuing the guest from the hallucination, the only one who couldn't have taken a part in the transport mission is you. Wait, seriously, just because of that? It's true that Esme could have been anyone, but your body meant that you couldn't have been anyone but Esme. Esme looks like she's about to cry, but there's a hint of a smile on her face. Sorry, but after hearing what you said, I realized it too. It seems I really am Esme. However, I forgot everything that happened in the past, like you said. Perhaps my brain damage got worse after dying and coming back? Incorrect. Her face is coherent with a friendly smile on it. She was never administered the cure. Even if you were right about everything, that I'm Esme, that I'm severely crippled, and I'm a Mangi security doll engineer, so what? You could say that all the killing that occurred after I joined was entirely caused by Florence in order to frame me. That way, she could just dump all the blame for crimes committed in search of thrills at my feet while continuing to rub up against you. So, are you saying that she treated these people, treated me, but only covered up with lies and never be able to tell the truth? That it was all just an act? Why would Florence tell us what she's doing, then? I look at Florence. Strangely enough, she doesn't say anything. I mean, it's not impossible. I have an idea that's more likely. Would you like to hear it? There's a reason why Florence could only treat them in secret and could only remain silent even when you cast doubt on her. Did I ask for your opinion? Then get up and stop me if you can. That's crazy! That's crazy. Me going to the principal's office after telling the kid in the wheelchair to stand up for themselves. Oh, goodness gracious. Get up and stop me if you can. I ignore her and continue speaking. My guess is that someone was controlling her, perhaps even in possession of her authorizations, which meant that for the most part she had to obey orders. And so, she obeyed her orders and managed this hallucinatory amusement park. Even if she wanted to treat these people, she could only do it secretly. Surely you're not going to say that I did it because I'm a doll engineer, are you? Nobody else can do it. Am I wrong? I advise you to not keep denying it. Everything will be clear when we check Florence's ownership data, and even if you try encrypting it, my engineer's skills are far superior to yours. But that just means you can't check it now, no? Looks like you know that there are no other doll engineers here besides you. And the reason for that is because everyone here besides you was kidnapped from the transport detail. That's why they were so shocked when they saw you. And besides, did I ever tell you her name was Florence before you called her name? What? Everyone else besides you called her manager. Logically speaking, how could you have known her name if you had really lost your memories like the others? How could you have been known to call her Florence? I knew it. All sorts of interesting do happen at amusement parks. And here I was getting tired of watching the lot scream. Fortunately, you showed up. So, do you want to say it, or should I do the honors? What's there to say? Yes, I kidnapped Florence, made her modify Eudes for me, and then I kidnapped these old friends of mine who all deserved it, mind you, and had them play with me instead of smuggling contraband. Pretty fun, all things considered. So they deserve to die? What about yourself? I never said I didn't deserve it. We all could have gone together. And you, I think you could be super best friends. Your approval fills me with shame. Still, there's one thing I don't understand. How did you do all this? After all, given her current state, it's hard to imagine how she could trap so many people here. Oh, I know I'm weak, and nobody thought I could do anything outrageous, so nobody suspected me when their routes were changed, their cargo were swapped, their trucks were attacked, and when I showed up in front of them. They all thought they could deal with me easily, just as you're thinking now. Thing is, people's perception of reality can vary, just like a hallucination. I still have many ways to fight. Would you like to experience them? Is she gonna morph into an Elid? look like she morphed into an evil.
了解
One cycle. Oh no, the elite blaster takes 2 hits to kill. Oh no.
これで終わり分かったはいあらあらどうってことないわ続く目標
Okay, hold on, chat. Hold on. Did I just get a ping? I shouldn't have just gotten a ping on Discord. I have streamer mode enabled. I guess I did. Weird. Despite being held down for the count, Esme seems even more ecstatic than before. She laughs maniacally like she's seen something funny. Any more tricks you'd like to pull out of your sleeve? I changed my mind. Why don't you stay behind and keep playing with me? If you do that, I'll guarantee that these people make it back healthy and in a sane state. How about that? You have no grounds to be talking terms with me. I'll be taking back everyone with me when I go, including Florence and you. Oh, you're gonna punish me. How exciting. Speaking of Florence, I'd like to ask about something. How did you come to your senses? There are back doors to everything. You ought to know that better than me. Florence has always been trustworthy.
404を敵に回したのが運の尽きよ
All right, well... But what did she do? Esme's body was already frail, and after being defeated in battle, she's a complete mess. She looks exceptionally pathetic as she asks that question. Didn't Florence tell you? In order to continue topping off the Eutis doses, she asked you to give her a clinic where she could improve the formula and put the guests who were being punished. You talk like you were actually there. Well, simple management is boring. Much more than my time in Griffin. You should be able to relate, Esme. And so, things unfolded like Pauline said. Florence used the reward time as an opportunity to try and treat the hallucinating guests. Pauline, Mia, and Marielle all received treatment to various extents. That's why they learned the truth to different extents and recalled their pasts, to the point where they began to sense that something was amiss. And you approached them because you realized this, Commander? Unfortunately, Pauline didn't trust Florence, even until the very end. The others also broke down at different degrees, and some were discovered by you, who knew everything. That's why you took action and began killing them off, right? Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I ran into a tough cookie like you. Esme smiles and nods without reserve, her mask completely off now. Florence was the one who asked me for help. To be precise, I came here to help her. Only a patient as cooperative as the commander, posing great willpower and willingness to work with their physician, could complete the full course of treatment. So, how does it feel to be healed? Thanks to a few special ingredients, not only should you be feeling alert and full of energy, other parts of you should also be so full of energy that you can't stand it. I'm at a bit lost for how to respond to Florence, so I turn away and curse. Okay. I just realized what that meant. It's rewind time, everybody. All right. I think we were not only given the cure. That's crazy. Florence truly is Yandere. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. But yes, Florence did help me get better. Well done, Florence. To think you dare do something like this on my watch. Never give a pharmacist her own lab. Still, this ought to count as a surprise, right? And besides, you were having fun playing cat and mouse, too. That clinic was where Florence adjusted and stored the modified drug. But if I'm not wrong, I only gave her permission to inject the modified Eutis, right? This isn't Nikkei. You're right. It isn't Nikkei. I mean, the commander already left his mark on my body and soul. Hey, yo. Florence walks up and slides up to me, not so subtly hinting at something. Hold on. Alright, there's no confirmed situationships, but I'm referring to a forced execution command the commander gave me. Oh, okay. I could have just clicked the next dialogue instead of having to look that up. Okay. While it was meant for more amusing diversions, that command can bypass all authorizations and directly seize frame control permissions. While it only works for a while, it's enough if you just want to give someone an injection. Think of it as something like a safe word. After all, the commander is always so eager and forceful to the point. Why does she have to phrase everything the way she does? Hey, don't sing things like that people might misinterpret. Oh, don't be shy, Commander. Esme won't even get it. You're just making things worse. I've heard enough. Everything's clear now. In short, you betrayed me, didn't you, Florence? Betray? That's not the word you should be used when it comes to me, is it? You should have known this from the very moment you hijacked control. Isn't an outcome like this exactly what you wanted? I wasn't part of the hallucination, and frankly speaking, I was getting sick of watching you all freak out. Are you not entertained? You should be... Nope, not reading that. Not reading that. Not reading that. Nope, nope. Yes, I am. But it would be terribly unfair to hoard all the fun to myself. With the last of her strength, Esme bangs on a console beside her. Stop! I draw my gun and fire 3 shots in rapid succession at the device, but it seems she didn't enter a command, only pushed a button before slumping in her wheelchair like she's given up on everything. Reading what? Reading this line. She doesn't even react when the bullets punch through the console and shower her in sparks. Why'd you clip that? No. No, bad. 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 Or no. 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 Beside me, Florence is clearly on the verge of blue screening. Her various modules are in various stages of shutdown. Her eyes are unfocused and she can't speak. No. It's a neural cloud delete command. If I'm not wrong, she hasn't been backed up in a long time. Are you fucking insane? There's no stopping it. After all, you just shot up the one thing that could influence her neural cloud. Now even I can't stop it. Why don't you kill me? Kill a shitty human being like me for the sake of our robot. Or no, even if you don't do anything, I might die soon enough anyway. Isn't that right? First off, you can shut up now. I'm not interested in listening to the confessions of the defeated and whatever tragic backstory you have that you're using as an excuse to commit crimes. Secondly, I'm not interested in judging anyone, so I'm not going to do anything for you for the time being. And finally, you've piled up so many sins that destroying a single doll is a drop in the bucket for you, so don't even draw false equivalencies here. That said, I'll make sure you get what you deserve. I guarantee it. Oh, don't worry. Doesn't she have that, what do you call it, that safe word? Do your best, Florence. Show me just how you protect your neural cloud now. Looks like I'll have to put a little effort to return to the commander's side. Klukai is not going to like this addition to the team at all. She is not going to like it at all. Do I have to... Okay. Let's eliminate. Let's get our sniper up into position then. Goes out on the outside. What did I say about Nike? Under the impression that it was Nike. I was thinking it was Nike. This is girls Frontline 2. Yeah, that was truly a crazy twist in the stories. No, dang, I can't something past that. Can I do it over here? Oh no, I can't. Aww. I guess I haven't used vectors. Oh, yeah. I could have done this more efficient. Actually? Okay, no, hold on, watch. Witness me! Witness me! This isn't gonna work. Actually, hold on. Boom. Let's go. 1 second. Gotta go have fun. See you later. Yeah, see you later, Icho. Thank you for stopping in. Eef. Florence yelps and collapses on me as I try and catch her. Her added weight makes me lose my balance and I end up meeting the ground as well. Florence. I look up Florence trying to see if she's back to normal. What's this, Commander? Were you worried about me? Florence studies me briefly, then smiles smugly before turning to grinders. What? I forcibly pulled out my headphone cord. Why did I read that? What the fuck? You managed to help her? She helped herself for the most part. Smee's body's on the end of its tether and her voice is barely above a whisper. It was a reminder that not everything is over, even if Florence is back to normal. If you're fine, you can get off me now. Her response makes me certain that she's fine. Together, we help Esme up as we wait for the Elmo to arrive. What was her response? What do you plan to do now? Should we wait for the Elmo to arrive? Well, it's a medical doll. What else can I do? Florence's thoughts are the same as mine. No matter what the people here did, we have no intention of passing judgment on them. Once they're treated, we'll have nothing further to do with each other. However, these contraband drugs, however little left is of them, are taken by Florence's research samples. Don't you feel happy to have survived such a big incident? I don't know if we can consider this a success. I feel more worried than happy. I suppose it was quite an exciting experience for us, so would it kill you to enjoy it a little more? And besides, it would have been fine even if I really had been destroyed. After all, sacrificing themselves for humanity is a doll's purpose. Florence stands up and heads back to the clinic. That said, I'm gonna cure these people first. I suddenly recall everything Florence did and said during the reward time segment earlier. Your treatment methods seem to be a little questionable. What are you thinking? Oh, that was special service for you. So all that unnecessary crap was just for your sick fetish? Still, perhaps it was all a hallucination and all Florence did was just a simple injection. Commander, are you saying that I was so seductive and charming in the hallucination that you finally fell for me? Even if that was the case, it was just an illusion. Well, we can't truly perceive the real world. All we know is what our senses tell us. That being said, there's no harm in treating our dreams as reality, no? After all, in the end, the only thing we have are our memories. Saying so, Florence suddenly presses up against me and takes my hand before dragging me off into the clinic with her. So let's start by finishing the treatment. Will that include Esme? Her treatment won't be as pleasant. No, yes! Oh, no, I thought it was... I accidentally said that as in Esme's voice. I thought Esme was like, oh yes, pain. She's a masochist. Anyway, Florence, oh yes. Still, if you miss reward time so badly, then when we get back to the Elmo, I can let you experience the true meaning of special service. I promise that I'll feel much, much better than this. And you can experience it if you give me a lab of my own. You will, won't you? All right, buddy. All right, Chad. That's enough. That's enough of that. I am going to go to the bathroom, and we are going to. Well, we're gonna do our dailies. I'm gonna go to the bathroom before that though, and then we can swap over to Genshin. All right, I'll be right back. Be right back. Aye. I'm back. Crazy event, though. Never mind. I'm just gonna have to return and do this later. Because I don't have any of these done. Oh, I could put them over here, too. I unlocked this area. Sleepy, I'll do a 10 pull just for you. Alright. Womp womp. You didn't get it. Unless it was a fake, but no, it's not a fake, because it poses it. And it's purple. There you go. How many could... Oh, right. No, that was good, because I need to buy those anyway. Great. Okay, now we can... How many could I theoretically... I could buy 93. Okay. We are going to S635. Alright, well, I'll come back to this later and do my dailies. We can hop on over to Genshin now. As usual, taking my sweatshirt off. Should have done this when I was taking a break, but it's fine. As usual, stream will end for just a second. It will be back online after that, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Of course, not exactly right now. I still need to set up some things. Okay, we do this. Do this. We do... Okay, got it. Great. Now once I press that button, it's all ready. Okay, all right. I will be right back, chat. Okay, be right back. Okay.